Bloomfield Beavers, Blake B. From the west side, Woolly Mammoths, Jose Cedeno. From the west side, Woolly Mammoths, Bo Atkins. From the Utica Unicorns, Jace Bauman. From the Utica Unicorns, Daniel Dennis. From the Eastside Diamond Hoppers, Dallas Ross. From the Eastside Diamond Hoppers, Ryan Carolden. From the west side, Woolly Mammoths, Zach Zaborowski. And from the west side, Woolly Mammoths, Jacob Meyer. Next, we would like to recognize this year's leading hitter with a .340 batting average. Congratulations to the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers, Matt Pietrowski. Home run title winner with 9 dingers. Congratulations to the Eastside Diamond Hoppers, Noah Marcoux. And ladies and gentlemen, champions and great defense go hand in hand. Check out the video board for the 2024 USPBL Defensive Player of the Year candidates. He is the shortstop for the Mammoths that solidify the middle of the infield, Colby Seltzer. When you think of smooth, you think of the Beaver shortstop, Ben Wilcoxon. He led the league in fielding double plays. He is the Unicorns' Patrick Baggins. His defense this year was flawless. He is the Beavers' second baseman, Matt Pietrowski. His play was elite. Physical ability is incredible. This year's USPBL Defensive Player of the Year, the Westside Woolly Mammoth shortstop, Colby Seltzer. And our next award is for the USPBL 2024 Pitcher of the Year. Here are the candidates. The league leader in earned run average and second in strikeouts, the Eastside Diamond Hoppers, Pierce Banks. His 10 wins led the 2024 USPBL campaign, the Eastside Diamond Hoppers, John Kelly. He was second in the ERA title and walked the fewest batters of any starting pitcher, the Westside Woolly Mammoths, Nate Lane. He had an incredible season leading the league in strikeouts and innings pitched. The Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers, Greg Locanen. In the 88, and the winner is in his 88 innings pitched. He struck out 103 batters. The USPBL 2024 Pitcher of the Year, the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers, Greg Locanen. And our next award goes to the Reliever of the Year. Here are the candidates. .87 earned run average this year. He was the MVP in last year's championship game and the 2024 reliever of the year, the Utica Unicorns, Matt Colucci. Since its inception, first as the manager of the Eastside Diamond Hoppers and now in the capacity of field coordinator. Mr. Nochi has mentored many USPBL players that have gone on to sign major league contracts. Our next award is named after him, the Developmental Player of the Year. Candidates for this year's Paul Nochi Developmental Player of the Year are from the Eastside Diamond Hoppers, Delphus Ross. From the West Side Woolly Mammoths, Colby Seltzer. For the Eastside Diamond Hoppers, John Kelly. And from the Utica Unicorns, Hendrick Baggins. The 2024 Paul Nochi Developmental Player of the Year award goes to the West Side Woolly Mammoths, Colby Seltzer. Our next award is named after the Utica Unicorns manager who has been a part of the league since day one. He's had a career in baseball that spanned over 50 years, including 5 USPBL championships. The candidates for this year's Jim Essian Sportsman of the Year award are from the Eastside Diamond Hoppers, Bailey Martin. From the Utica Unicorns, Austin Ochoa. From the West Side Woolly Mammoths, Bo Atkins. And from the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers, Andrew Verbrugge. And the 2024 Jim Essian Sportsman of the Year award goes to Andrew Verbrugge. And our final award of this evening goes to the most valuable player of the league. And the candidates for the USPBL most valuable player are from the West Side Woolly Mammoths, Colby Seltzer. From the Eastside Diamond Hoppers, Noah Marcoux. From the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers, Matt Piotrowski. And from the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers, Chase Rodriguez. Providing excellent baseball excitement all season long with power defense and great hustle, the 2024 USPBL Most Valuable Player of the League is from the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers, Matt Piotrowski. This concludes our 2024 award ceremony, and as we present our candidates and winners, let's show them our appreciation for their efforts and talents of these incredible young men providing one of the best seasons in the USPBL history.
It's Thursday afternoon at Jimmy John's Field in downtown Utica. We have playoff baseball, the quarterfinal as the number 3 seed Eastside Diamond Hoppers taking on the 4 seed Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers. Alongside Alex Johnson, my partner, I'm Tom Cavanaugh, and we're set for a great one today. The winner of this battle will take on the Westside Woolly Mammoths tomorrow night at 6:30 p.m. And we got two of the best pitchers going at it, but before we get into all the details, we're going to take a moment to announce our sponsors that make today's broadcast possible.
And representing the Salas Group,
Belfor Property Restoration, Budweiser, Corewell Health, Dave & Buster's, DTE Energy,
next representing
Fifth Third Bank,
families, welcome Addison.
Jarbcom Audio Video Solutions, Jimmy John's,
And also representing
Macomb Community College,
families, welcome
McLaren Macomb, McQuaid Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Refrigeration,
certainly not least from WCL
Metro Detroit Chevy Dealers, Pepsi, and United Wholesale Mortgage. Thank you to all the sponsors that make tonight's and every night's broadcast possible. And Alex, it's going to be a battle tonight. A very tight ball game is expected. We got Greg Lokinen for the Beavers and Pierce Banks for the Hoppers. The two of the best going at it tonight once again.
Yeah, what a way to start off the playoffs here, Tom. It's been a phenomenal season. It's coming down here to championship weekend. It's going to be a lot of fun all weekend long, so make sure to tune in for that. But looking at the game on hand here tonight, both of these pitchers have been really strong throughout the course of the season. Greg Lokinen leading the league in strikeouts with 103. Pierce Banks also been doing well. Both guys having around a 3 ERA, and it's just been fun to watch when these two guys step on the mound against each other. Fans are always coming for a treat, and looking forward to it here tonight.
Greg Lokinen was just awarded Pitcher of the Year as awards were given out. We'll announce those throughout tonight's broadcast, but Lokinen eclipsing 100 strikeouts for the second time in USPBL history. It was Donnie Murray back in 2017 who had 114, and Lokinen, excuse me, with the century mark. I mean, these are literally identical numbers minus the win-loss record, and a few more strikeouts for Greg just because he's pitched more time.
Yeah, Coach John Dabrowski has pushed Greg Lokinen a little bit longer in games. So Pierce Banks has done his job too. Looking at his work, he's been the key guy for Coach Ryan Cockey and the Hoppers all year long, and put him out here and on a game on the line here, folks. And your season's on the line. You got to play hard. All 27 outs. It's a single game elimination to get to the next round. It's not like in the MLB postseason we have a best of 5 or best of 7. So you got to be able to play your best all nine innings, all 27 outs. And it's going to be a lot of pressure on these guys, but they've gone through it all year long. They're excited to be here at this moment. Talk with a lot of the players on both sides here today. They're just happy to be here. They're kind of sad that the season's coming down to an end, but they're really happy to have playoff baseball.
Lineup cards being exchanged to home plate. Head coach Ryan Kottke of the Hoppers on your left, and assistant Nick Caruso for the Beavers. Alex, let's take a quick moment before we get into those lineups and talk about how both these teams got to this point. For the Beavers, a 3-13 start to their season. They were never really able to get out of 4th place, but they've been playing great baseball in the last 2 months of the season with some new bats and better arms that have moved in.
Yeah, it's been incredible to watch. A complete 180 for the Beavers since the start of the season. Coach John Dabrowski, assistant coach Nick Caruso, has done a tremendous job of bringing in guys at the senior showcase to really pick things up. We talked about Matt Piotrowski. He was here in the first couple weeks of the season. They didn't bring in guys like Chase Rodriguez, Blake Bean, Pablo Ruiz, and many of the other guys have really stepped up to the plate and really have turned this team around. And they're sitting in at 17-28 on the season, but they can make some noise here in the playoffs as that number 4 seed. Look at what the Unicorns did last year. They got off to a little bit of a cold streak at the end of the year, but they got hot at the right time and won it all.
Unicorns were actually down 7 in this very game last year. They were able to climb back, win on Friday, and take the championship on Saturday. But now let's talk about Eastside. This was a team that was battling for first place a lot of the season. Now, they had a little bit of a low stretch in late August, lost a bunch of games. They're about 3-7 in their last 10. They picked it up over the last couple games in August, but it was kind of a late stretch for them, not playing their best baseball, and that's why they're sitting here in 3rd place. But you look up and down this lineup, they got a lot of weapons.
Yeah, looking at the Hoppers, we talked about them at the start of the season, Tom, as one of the top offenses in the league. They were putting up runs in bunches, but then they kind of cooled off, like you expect a lot of teams would, but looking to get hot here at the right time in the playoffs after an August that well, in their minds, could have been a little bit better. They lost some games, going on a losing streak, but they're looking to pick things up here and get into the win column here. Anything can happen here in this game, Tom, and that's what Eastside's going to do. They have a lot of power here at the table. We talked about Noah Marcoux, the home run champion, Ben Ferguson, Matt Garrick, Tom Max, who stepped it up really well. So 1 through 9, they're going to be really tough to stop here as the Hoppers will look to win over the Beavers here tonight.
Also need to mention Matt Piotrowski. He was just named the most valuable player, and he's going to be batting third for the Beavers tonight. We'll get into those lineups right now. Leading off is going to be Blake Bean, the DH for Birmingham Bloomfield. Ray Hilbrick bats second in right field. As we just mentioned, Piotrowski, MVP and batting title as he had over 50 hits, 8 home runs, and a .340 batting average. Cleaning it up is going to be Joe Burke over at first base. Give me Chase Rodriguez batting 5th in center field. Pablo Ruiz, who has been playing lights out in left field, batting 6th. Rocco Stefanovic, he's going to catch and bat 7th. Vasily Kaludis at 3rd, batting 8th. And rounding out the lineup is Ben Wilcoxon at shortstop. Who's got to have the big day today, Alex, if the Beavers want to upset the Hops?
Yeah, you're looking, you're expecting guys in the playoffs, your main guys to step up. I'm looking for some of the guys to have some be unsung heroes. Guys near at the bottom of the line, guys like Rocco Stefanovic, Vasily Kaludis, Ben Wilcoxon, all of them to step up to the plate here tonight. It's that bottom part of the order. You want to be able to have those heroes come in come playoff time. We've seen that a lot, in baseball in October in the majors. So expect that here tonight.
For the Eastside Diamond Hoppers, as they take the field as the home team, it's going to be Zeb Rose leading off in center field. Noah Marcoux in left, batting 2nd. Ben Ferguson at first base, batting 3rd. It's Todd Maddox, the cleanup man, at 3rd base. Batting 5th, Grant Stevenson at shortstop. Batting 6th is Bryant Schellenbarger in right field. DHing for the Hoppers, Matt Garrick batting 7th. The catcher is Whit Hughes, assistant coach to Ryan Kotke, the manager of this squad. He's going to bat 8th. And Bailey Martin at 2nd, finishing out this lineup. Alex, you talk about this Hopper team. We mentioned it a time ago. I mean, you got Noah Marcoux, who was the home run champion, just an incredible player. You got Todd Maddox, who has stepped it up over the last month. He's in the 4th spot. Schellenbarger can give you a big hit. Ben Ferguson, he's been lights out this year with a ton of RBIs. I mean, this is a dangerous Hopper team against Greg Lokinen, who they've seen the lefty Greg a ton this year as well.
Yeah, they really have, and they got his number, but they're looking to make some adjustments for here tonight in this most pivotal game for them here on the season to get to tomorrow's game against the Mammoths. And everyone 1 through 9 has to step up here in the playoffs. You can't put pressure on your superstar, your one player that has been the best statistically all season long. It's a team effort if you want to be able to get to the next round. It's all 27 outs, all 9 innings. That's how playoff baseball works.
We come back, first pitch between the Hoppers and Beavers. Our quarterfinal, the winner will play tomorrow against the West Side Woolly Mammoths in this semifinal. Be back in a minute. This is the home of USPBL baseball.
Hello everyone, I hope you're having a great time at Jimmy John's Field experiencing another exciting baseball game. This ballpark is one of many quality of life recreational assets Macomb County has to offer. And as you leave here today, let me invite you to explore Macomb County's diverse range of outdoor assets by visiting MakeMacomb.com. You'll find the Macomb County's trails are open year-long and available for walking, running, biking, as well as paddling along with Clinton River. In Macomb County, there is something for everyone. Find out more about Macomb County's 4 seasons of fun by visiting MakeMacomBYourHome.com. Now let's play ball.
First State Bank is a locally owned and operated business. We're part of your community. At FSBCares.com, you'll find ways that we're making a difference by featuring locally owned and operated businesses, providing access to helpful financial resources, and engaging with community. FSBCares.com is part of our commitment to the neighborhood because strong neighbors mean stronger communities. Where good neighbors do great things. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
Everyone has something that motivates them to do better. And for me, that's my daughter Shelby. I named Shelby Construction Services after her as a reminder to always run the company in a way that would make her proud. Our goal isn't just to get the job done, but to get it done right. And that means making sure every customer has a 5-star experience. I think how a company treats you is just as important as the finished product. My daughter wouldn't have it any other way.
Call 833-6-SHELBY. That's 833-6-SHELBY.
National Anthem concludes, and we're ready for baseball. Alongside Alex Johnson, Tom Cavanaugh from the USPBL Network. Let's take a look at this Eastside defense presented by Three Dimensional Services Group. Whit Hughes doing the catching for Pierce Banks on the bump. Grant Stevenson, he is going to be playing shortstop today. At third base, it's going to be, no, that's correct. Todd Maddox over at third. At second is Bailey Martin. At first is Ben Ferguson. Your outfield's Noah Marcoux is in left, Zeb Rose is in center, and Brian Schellenbarger in right. Banks will toe the slab to start. And Alex, these two teams are dead even almost. Eastside leads the series 8-7 over the 15 meetings this season. This is almost a rubber match between the two. You take it back to last week, a 4-1 win for the Beavers. Pierce Banks went against Lokenen. Banks went 5 innings, gave up just 2 hits, 0 runs. So he's trying to give the same exact type of start. It was the bullpen for Eastside that gave up 4 runs in the last couple of innings and turned into a loss to secure third place for him.
Yeah, Coach Ryan Cockey is going to try to let Pierce Banks go as far as he can because of the numbers he's had so far this season. 77 strikeouts, second behind Greg Lokenen, 3.01 ERA, and 71 2/3 innings pitch. He has been the ace on this Hoppers squad all season long, and they're looking for him to step up here in this huge moment for the Hoppers and try to get on to that next round. It's going to be tough, though. The Beavers, we've talked about them and their second half surge and so how they played. It's going to be tough for them. We expect it here in the playoffs. But looking at the Beavers here, they're looking to try to continue on here what they did on Friday against the same Hopper squad.
Alex, we talked pregame, just me and you, and with a couple of coaches and players as well. Just kind of the strategy that plays into this type of game, because this is the first of 3 games for either of these teams if they want to go all the way and win it. So you have to be a little strategic about who you're going to throw on the mound, when you're going to do it, and how long you want certain guys to go. So Banks, they're hoping for a long start out of him, going to mix it into the bullpen. I would not be surprised if we saw a John Kelly or a Ryan Carolden in the middle to late innings as well, because, you want to play on for tomorrow, but you got to win it today to even get a chance against the Mammoths tomorrow night.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword. You want to be able to have your guys come out, your Pierce Banks, to start out as long as he can, but you want to be able to be smart. If you want to give him a chance to maybe if you're in a good position to win, maybe take him out and put your bullpen in a comfortable position. But we expect these games to be close, and it's going to be competitive here, and it's going to be a really good weekend here for baseball. And just happy to see what
Banks delivers at 6:40, fouled away by Bean. We're underway, folks. We're playing 9 full innings, no 2.5-hour time limit today. So grab yourself a drink and a seat and buckle up. 0-1 to Bean has popped up again, out of play. Quickly 0-2. Pierce Banks is going to deliver a 4-seam fastball about half the time, a changeup, curveball, and a little bit of a slider. He loves that 12-6 dropping vertical curveball as well as that changeup. Talk about Greg Lokenen in the bottom half of this inning and the accolades that he accomplished this year. Banks up there with the best of them. He's probably the second best pitcher along with Lokenen in the entire league, just based on production, the amount of time he's been on the mound with nearly just over 70 innings.
He's done his job and able to put himself in a really great position statistically, and it's been a key part during his time here in the USPBL and the Hoppers, and being a former signee of the Minnesota Twins farm system, and he's had really impressive numbers with the ERA just at 3.
1-2 pitch to Bean, just off the plate. Not by much. Your umpire crew today, it's Aaron Woodbury behind the dish. Third base umpire Sal Giacco, and at first, Robert Lothian. And both teams sporting the dark jerseys today. You got the Hoppers in the black with the orange numbers, and Navy with the red numbers for the Beavs. Here's a high fly ball to shallow center field. In a few steps is Rose, calling off his left fielder Marcoux, and there's 1 up, 1 down to start.
There's a good swing off the bat by Bean, just hung up in the air too long, and Rose able to make the routine catch. And I'm looking forward to seeing how these next few days pan out. It's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of these guys, having this kind of experience before in a huge moment like this in a playoff situation, it's good. And they feel pumped. They feel excited to be about it. I would be too, but I'm just looking to see how great and competitive these playoffs are going to be over the span of the next 3 days.
The 2023 batting champion, Ray Hilbrick, steps in and takes a ball high and outside. So it's pretty nice for the Beavers. Your 2 and 3 hitters are the last 2 batting champions in the league. Swing and a miss on the 1-0.
Yeah, good stuff by Banks on that pitch at 76. Hilbert had a good season, though.
He did.
Average at 295, drove in 14 runs this season.
Second on the team and hits with 44 behind Piotrowski. Here's a one-hopper to shortstop. Forehand flip for Stevenson, and there's two gone.
It just took a friendly hop right onto the infield, right over to Grant Stevenson, and able to make the routine play. And that pitch was a little bit outside, up on the dirt, and over to Stevenson to make the out. And that's the kind of start you want to see here for Banks.
Here's the man that just won MVP of the 2024 season and the batting title, Matt Piotrowski. Puts it on the ground to third, stabbed at by Maddox. Cross diamond throw is perfect, and it's a 1-2-3 frame. A couple of ground outs and a pop out for Banks in the first. We go to the bottom half. Hoppers due up. We'll get you their lineup back when we come back. This is your home for USPBL baseball.
Time doesn't heal all wounds. Hard work, perseverance.
And we do.
We're fighting cancer with proton therapy.
And music therapy.
We're turning back the clock on Parkinson's and outsmarting blood clots in seconds.
Instead of days.
Because this is her time. His time, your time. And it's time to show we can. Corewell Health.
Greg Lokinen takes the bump for the Beavers in a 0-0 game, bottom of the first. Here's the defense for Birmingham Bloomfield, presented by Three Dimensional Services Group. Ranko Stefanovic's going to be doing the catching for Lokinen. At third is Vasily Kalutis. Ben Wilcoxon and Matt Piotrowski, your everyday middle infielders at short and second. Joe Burke at first, and your outfield left to right, Pablo Ruiz. Chase Rodriguez patrols center, and in right is Ray Hilbrick. Pitcher of the year was just announced. It's this man on the bump right now, Greg Lokinen. 103 strikeouts in 88 2/3 innings with a 3.35 ERA. Just an incredible season for the man in his fourth year at Jimmy John's Field.
Yeah, it's been remarkable for Lokinen, being the second player in USPBL history to reach 100 strikeouts in a season. And look at the numbers. You know, he deserves a 8-5 record, 3.35 ERA, 88 2/3 innings pitch. He's a guy that has done a lot here for the USPBL and for the Beavers over the last couple seasons, and looking to make himself known here and ride this team to the championship game here. You know, one game at a time here tonight, but looking to get another quality start out of him. And they've, Coach John Dabrowski and Nick Caruso have relied on him to go deep into ball games all year long, and has been, you know, the veteran in this pitching staff and on this team, and trying to guide this team together to get to the mountaintop.
Lokinen pitched against these Hoppers back last week. He went 5 innings, gave up 2 hits, 1 run, and he struck out 7 to reach 100 Ks on the season. Zebros will kick it off, followed by Noah Marcoux and Ben Ferguson. It's always a great matchup when we get to watch Banks and Lokinen go at it. I mean, it was a tight ball game, 4-1 finish last week as Rose lines the first pitch out to left. No problem for Ruiz. It's a loud first out on 1 pitch.
Yeah, got himself what he needed. And that fastball at 88, that Rose had some good contact on it, 96 miles an hour off the bat, but right over there was Pablo Ruiz to make the catch. And it's always good to have the top 2 pitchers, you know, in the league square off against each other, and you know, it's been good for the fans. It's been good for us here in the booth here, Tom, and just incredible to see how these two guys work.
Lokinen with the high leg kick. Here's another first pitch swinging in play. Ground ball to Piotrowski. He takes a mini hop, throw a little bit low, but Burke picks him up. 2 pitches, 2 outs for the Beavers in the field.
Yeah, I like the Hoppers being aggressive. You know, it didn't work out here this time, but Marcoux just hit a chopper right over to Piotrowski. It was a little bit of a funny hop, but it had enough time as Burke, you know, stretch out over the bag, but Had plenty of time to get the out there, though.
And we know this infield can play some issues at times, take funky bounces. It's happened to the Hoppers quite a bit, especially last week. Ferguson takes strike one at the knees.
It's been a great year for Ferguson, too. 273 average, 4 homers, and 27 RBIs for the man out of Chandler, Arizona.
He swings at the second pitch he sees and pulls it foul. Quickly a 0-2 count to Ferguson.
Good piece behind Marcoux in the lineup. And
yeah, they've really been the 1-2 punch all year long for this Hopper team. A lot of production in the 2-3 spot between Marcoux and Ben. They've been there all year. 0-2 is a broken back ground ball up the middle and into center field for a single. Ferguson breaks his bat but is rewarded with a 2-out knock. It's the first runner of our ball game.
It's a fastball in the low middle part of the zone. Ferguson barreled it up right up the middle. Piotrowski a little bit too far to make the stop on it. I like the effort, sliding down to make the play, but
he'd have a tough throw back over to first base on that ground ball to his backside. Now Todd Maddox with a man on and 2 gone.
And we've seen recently Maddox be in that cleanup spot. He's a guy that was usually down like the 6-7 spot in the order, but he's worked himself up here over the last couple weeks. Had a couple home runs last week, one against the Mammoths and one against the Unicorns, and he's earned himself to be in this position here in this first round of the playoffs.
One of several Hoppers with 30-plus hits on the year. He has 31. Here's a check swing. He definitely went around 1-1.
And being a guy in his second year in the league, has grown a lot over at third base and has made some key defensive plays as well.
Nasty pitch from Loken and got him to bite.
Yeah, he's going to use that a lot, that breaking pitch in the mid-70s, around 74, 76.
Maddox barely gets a piece. He's now down in the count 1-2. He will continue to utilize that breaking pitch. That was down and on the inside corner. When he throws it into right-handed hitters and then away to lefties is when it works best. 1-2, the leg kick from Lokinen. In the dirt, blocked up by Ronco.
Yeah, good stop. Stefanovic keeping Ferguson in check over at first base.
Lokinen, the Berkeley native, assistant coach at Northville, grabbed himself a state championship this past season, upsetting Brother Rice in the state final. And now he's on the bump trying to do the same thing and will his team to another ring. 2-2 on the way. Swing and a miss. Maddox goes down, and it's another strikeout for Lokinen, his first of today's ball game. Just one base runner. It was a single from Ferguson. That's all. We go to the second. No score between the Hoppers and Beavers from our playoff quarterfinal at Jimmy John's Field.
Andy Appleby. I'm the owner and CEO of the USPBL. We're a 4-team league. We play at Jimmy John's Field in Utica, Michigan. Tryon has a wealth of resources that we can tap into when unique HR issues arise, even including visa and immigration issues related to our players. Tryon has helped us to get our baseball season up and running every year and has made a difficult task much easier.
That's why we rely on Tryon.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Top two. Winner of this ball game, the 3 and 4 seeds, will take on the number 2 Westside Woolly Mammoths. It was the Mammoths who lost at the end of last week to try to secure first place. The Unicorns gutted it out, and they finished the season in first with a 25-20 record. Banks out for another frame. Got a bunch of weak contact in the first, fly out and a couple of pulled ground balls to the left side.
Yeah, got a quick inning to work out of Banks. Looking to continue to do so here with the middle part of the order, Burke, Rodriguez, and Ruiz. And this game is going to go neck and neck. And we've seen that a lot here throughout the course of the season. The Hoppers leading the series 8-7. But the Beavers have been competitive against them as of late. And we'll see if teams adjust here in the second inning.
Joe Burke will kick it off. Ball one was a little bit low. Make it 2 balls and no strikes.
Last year's home run leader with 8 on the Hoppers. Had 3 on the season. Came in a little bit late this season, but has been a key piece in the clubhouse for the Beavers.
Taps one up the middle. Softly to second base. It's going to be Martin on the forehand. Crossbody toss in time. 1 out here in the second.
Yeah, that slowly rolled over to Martin, but had enough time to throw it over to Ferguson. It was only hit at 55 miles an hour off of Burke's bat, but Martin able to get the job done right up the middle with the routine ground ball. And it's another weak contact out by Banks.
He's rolled 3 ground balls, and a ball popped up in the air on the leadoff man, Blake Bean. It's now Chase Rodriguez. He's been electric all season long. Takes a ball high and in.
It's been great seeing what he has done here in this league. Had a walk-off home run against the Mammoths in late July and hitting over 300.
Takes strike 1 to even up the count. He's been averaging a hit a game nearly. He's played 26 ball games and he's got 25 hits and 7 homers. One is skied out to right, way foul. Almost onto the street. 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Rodriguez.
Yeah, he had the right approach on that breaking pitch. Just pulled it out a little bit too far to the right.
Chase hailing from Las Vegas, Nevada. Played college baseball at Dixie State in Utah and Utah Tech University. 1-2 pitch just a bit below the knees. 2-2.
Yeah, didn't miss by much. 82 miles an hour, a few inches below, but
Banks sets near the ear. The 2-2 is strike 3 called. Lower outside corner, and it's the first strikeout of the day for Pierce Banks. He's retired the first 5 that he has seen.
Yeah, that barely touched the low outside corner. As you take a look at the replay, how Banks painted it. And a good setup by Hughes to frame it up and get the home plate umpire to ring Rodriguez up.
Yeah, the key for Hughes on that frame job behind the plate is don't let that glove drop and fall down. He had a very strong forearm and stuck that right on the corner. Fastball at 91, high and tight to Pablo Ruiz.
Ruiz is another guy that has really shined since coming over to the team after the senior showcase, hitting .270 with 3 homers on the year.
He rips one to left center field. Coming over, Rose in the gap. He will make the catch. Bouncing into the fence in left center. He's down, but he holds up the baseball. What a play.
Incredible job. Rose was able to track that one down right at the wall to make the catch. Really huge early on in this ball game.
Rose lost his shoe in the left center fence. He's having trouble getting it out right now. What a way to end the second inning. Great swing from Ruiz, but look at this grab from Zeb Rose. Loses the shoe, but he keeps the baseball. We go bottom 2. No score between the Hoppers and Beavers.
The Dave & Buster's method is designed to help you unlearn adulthood and discover the funner you hidden within you. The you that doesn't think about adult things and stuff. Ashley, I don't want to hear anything about your car registration when we're at Dave & Buster's.
Okay.
The you want to be. Let the Dave & Buster's method illuminate you. Begin the method today with 5 free games. You know you want to.
You know, they say, losing hope, that's the real disaster. Last year, Tropical Storm Fred sent a devastating wall of water and debris down this river. And when the waters receded, Belfor was here. Not just to rebuild, but to help restore the life of this community. Belfor, restoring more than property.
When it's time for baseball, it's time for beer. Two-Hearted Ale has been named the #1 beer in America for the past 4 years by members of the American Home Brewers Association. Play ball with the best. Two-Hearted Ale, the iconic American IPA from Bell's Brewery in Comstock, Michigan. Please drink responsibly. Take another look at this fantastic play by Zeb Rose in left center field. Ruiz cranked it in the gap. And what a run. Look where Rose starts and where he finishes.
Yeah, he had a long run to get to, right over there at the Sinacori sign and making the catch, running into the wall. Just phenomenal, taking away maybe a double or even a triple out there in center.
You can kind of see Rose's shoe right next to the left foot of Marcoux. He knocked that left side of the sign off, but was able to recover the cleat from beyond the fence. And those are the type of plays that need to be made in a big game like this to kind of turn the tide. That could have been a two-out double, a great spot for Stefanovic to step up and clutch up a two-out swing, but instead it's out number 3, and Banks has retired all 6 batters.
Yeah, you need plays like that, and Rose being aggressive, running after that ball, had a lot of room because he was out in center and had to hustle over the right to make that play. You got to make those kind of effort plays to turn the tide in your favor, because things could have been a lot different. The Beavers could be up right now.
First pitch to Grant Stevenson, fouled off of Stefanovic. Just a base hit last inning from Lokinen on the mound. He did strike out Maddox to end the frame, but it looked like classic Greg Lokinen. There was a couple of loud swings. Ferguson's kind of squeaked into center, but other than that, location and command's been great from the lefty.
Yeah, he's been knowing his stuff, and he's been able to be dialed in and knows where he wants to throw. That's been crucial for Lokinen all year long, and that's the reason why he was a pitcher of the year.
Little bloop single out to right field. Grant Stevenson starts the Eastside Diamond Hoppers on the right foot in the bottom of the second inning.
Yeah, that was too far for Hilbert to get to. It was a fastball at the low part of the strike zone, and Stevenson barreled up. Not hit really hard, but it found some green, and leadoff man is aboard here for Eastside.
Brian Schellenbarger's turn. 245 hitter this season with 35 hits and 20 RBIs. Puts one on the ground to shortstop. It's Wilcoxon. He flips over to Piotrowski. Guns to first. And it's a 6-4-3 double play on the very next pitch after the single from Stevenson.
Yeah, that duo in the center infield of Wilcoxon and Piotrowski, they have been dangerous all year long, turning double plays and every opportunity they have, and exactly what they needed to wipe out the single.
The 24th double play turn by that middle infield right there. Incredible. Matt Gehrig with 2 gone and nobody on. He'll take ball 1 in the dirt. Gehrig's been a strong RBI man as well with 22 on the year. 26 hits to go with that, and 4 homers. A lot of pop in this right-handed bat.
Yeah, he came out of the gate strong with 2 home runs on opening day, and been able to be a consistent guy in this lineup for Eastside. And
this was the matchup that Lokinen grabbed his 100th strikeout on. Check out that baby blue bat from Gehrig, hoping to put a couple extra feet and exit velocity miles per hour on it. 2-0, slider, beautiful, inside corner for strike 1.
Yeah, that was a nasty pitch. It looked like it was going to be a little bit inside, but snuck into the strike zone. Perfectly set up by Lokinen.
Check that. That was a curveball from Lokinen, but all the same a nasty pitch. Does it again, this time tapped foul. 2-2. Talking with, sorry, go ahead.
I had a little bit more movement on that one, but work his way back to a 2-2 count.
Talking with assistant coach Justin Karn of the Westside Woolly Mammoths. Said Lokinen really started to develop a nasty slider in the upper 80s. 2-2 fastball climbs the top of the zone, and Gehrig strikes out to end the frame. We'll get back to Lokinen in his next inning of work. We go to the 3rd, no score. In the quarterfinal, winner will take on the Mammoths tomorrow night at 6:30. This is your home for USPBL baseball.
Andy Appleby. I'm the owner and CEO of the USPBL. We're a 4-team league. We play at Jimmy John's Field in Utica, Michigan. Tryon has a wealth of resources that we can tap into when unique HR issues arise, even including visa and immigration issues related to our players. Tryon has helped us to get our baseball season up and running every year and has made a difficult task much easier.
That's why we rely on Tryon.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Fifth Third Bank. Yeah, it's a quirky name. But here's the thing. 5/3 equals 166.7%. So we put 166.7% into everything we do. Like automatically getting you your paycheck up to 2 days early. Giving you well-deserved extra time to avoid overdraft fees. And helping you borrow from your future self. This is banking a Fifth Third better.
Top three, and it's no score between the Eastside Diamond Hoppers and the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers. We have a special guest for the third inning of action. Pitching coordinator and assistant coach of the Westside Woolly Mammoths, Justin Karn, in the booth for this third frame. Coach, it's a long time coming to have you in the booth here to kind of talk about baseball, your experience, working with a lot of these guys, but glad to have you up here for the quarterfinal.
Yeah, excited to be. We got a good one cooking right here.
Two of the best pitchers in the league, two guys you've worked with a ton this year in Loken and Banks. But I mean, seeing the development of a lot of these pitchers, you talk about Banks, we spoke earlier, just his ability to climb up with some heavier velocity. His command's been better, the pitch selection and sequencing has been better as well, and you get to see this on a daily basis. It's got to be satisfying, especially for you and assistant pitching coordinator Matt Cripsey, and being able to develop these guys.
Without a doubt, and that's both our whole staff, myself, Shane, Matt, Colin, we're all passionate about it. So, you know, to have the opportunity to work with 32 guys every day, obviously it's something that we are just extremely excited and grateful for the opportunity to do. And then when you have somebody like Pierce or Greg, who are obviously talented but are also very receptive to ideas and changes, they're always looking for that next thing to take them to the next level. And I think that's what you've seen this year. They've both elevated their game, so that's why they're both Pitcher of the Year candidates.
It was Lokinen who won it. Banks just right behind him. He did have the best ERA at a 3.01 for starters. Nice play from Maddox for out number one. Stefanovic is gone. That'll bring up Vasily Kalutis. And one guy we're not seeing here today, we will see tomorrow, yes, Colby Seltzer. Yep. I mean, you and I talked about what type of year he had last year. Was about a 150 hitter, 12 hits and 90-some at-bats, and then comes out this season. He wins Defensive Player of the Year. He was a finalist for MVP, wins Developmental Player of the Year. I mean, what a change for a guy like that you got to see all year long as the assistant of the Mammoths.
First and foremost, it couldn't happen to a better guy.
Yeah.
It really couldn't. Colby's one of the best guys I've been around in 15, 20 years doing this. So I have to say that first and foremost, and then it starts with him and his work that he put in. He, was unsure about what the future held, and he held himself accountable every single day, and he was sending Taylor Jellikowski, our manager, videos updating him about all the defensive stuff he's doing, all the offensive work he's putting in, all the swing changes he's doing, and obviously it paid off. But, we're just the lucky ones that we were fortunate to see it pay off. The 4, 5, 6 months that he put in the work every single day to get there, there's probably some times where he was unsure even then, maybe when it wasn't happening as quickly as he wanted it to. But it's just so great to see somebody like that who put in that type of work have that type of success and that pay off in the long run for him.
I think that speaks to the league as well. You take individually Colby Seltzer, but a lot of these guys, just over the course of the last couple of months, the steps that they've made, not only on the mound, but in the field, at the dish, just the ability of this league being able to develop guys and make them into better players that can be signed by MLB organizations, it's incredible, because you don't get that in every single independent ball league.
No, I agree. And I'm very pleased with the development of the pitching staff, the 32 guys as a whole, and I think we all are. I looked at some numbers yesterday or the day before, and the strikeouts in the league are way up, the walks are down, and then the average velocity is also up almost 2 miles per hour, which is a gigantic jump from last year. So it's right at 90 miles per hour as an average fastball this year, where it was a tick above 88 last year. So just the little mechanical tweaks. We go through the DVS system. We do a lot of the different stuff on a daily basis there, but obviously the overarching goal that we're looking for is just how to make each individual the best that they can be. And again, the guys have been overwhelmingly receptive, all 32 guys. So again, a lot of credit goes to them because they don't have to be. They're professional athletes, right? But they're always looking to get better.
Yeah, they could listen to themselves and whatever they're learning from their personal coach back in college, but to take everything from you guys and put that back into their preparation and what they execute on the field. And there's so many different players that we could point out in this league that fit that bill.
Absolutely.
Man on, man out for Ben Wilcoxon, the 9-hitter in the lineup. He's been interchanged between the leadoff spot and that 9 spot all year long, but one of the cleanest infielders. I put him right behind Colby Seltzer, who won Defensive Player of the Year as a shortstop. Quick pick to first is not in time. Diving back was Vasily Kaludis, who drew a walk. It's the first base runner that Banks has allowed today. Wynn pushing out towards left center field currently. Helped that Ruiz ball fly a few extra feet for Zeb Rose to track down. Here's a ground ball the opposite way into right field. Kaludis takes a look at his third base coach. He's going to hold up there. Schellenbarger with a cannon for an arm in right field, gets it in quickly, and it's 2 on with 1 out for the Beavers as they turn it back to the top. That's why I love watching Ben play too, because he'll take a pitch that's on the upper outer corner there and just smack it into right field. He doesn't do a ton of power hitting, but when the team needs him to squeak through something like that with a man on, a man out, that's big.
Offensively and defensively, one of the most consistent players here. Oh, yeah. Has consistent at bats, never strikes out. The ball's hit to shortstop. You know the play's getting made, and that goes a long way. You know what you're getting out of Ben on an everyday basis.
Especially in the playoffs like this, you got to make the routine plays. I mean, tip your cap to Zeb Rose making a fantastic one in left center, but if you're not making those routine 6-4-3 double plays or even the 2 outs, runners on second and third, you got to get a ground ball and throw it to first. Those are the plays that need to be made to win a game like this, and I think both teams are trending in the right direction in that category. Banks takes an extra look down at Kaludis. The 1-0 pitch is lined into right field. It's in the corner. Long run for Schellenbarger. He's going to take it up at the wall. Kaludis comes around, is going to score. On to third, and coming around to score is Wilcoxon. No throw to the plate as Ferguson bobbles it, and it's a 2-run double for Blake Bean. Beavers on top here in the third. That's been Blake Bean's game. And for a guy that has spent so much time in college baseball, I mean, the adjustments that he makes from at-bat to at-bat are incredible. He popped out lazily to center field his first time, knew he was underneath the ball, and then comes through and pokes one down the right field line. He did that the other day back on Thursday. He popped out to short, hard line drive for an RBI, does it another pop out, readjusts, make the adjustment, another base hit. So Blake Bean, he's one of the smartest players in the league as well.
He is, yeah. He missed a lot of fastballs last week, and he's getting frustrated, and he made an adjustment coming into this week off Pierce both times.
Here's a line drive to center off the bat of Hilbrick. Bean will be held up at third as Rose got to it quickly. A hit parade for the Beavers here in the third inning. Runners on the corners with 1 out for the MVP. I feel like this MVP vote could have gone to anybody, but deservedly to Matt, having 50 hits on the year with 8 homers and 23 RBIs.
He's been consistent since day one. Again, there's 4 great candidates on there. I don't think we could have gone wrong with any selection that the league made, but big congratulations to Matt. Also had Colby, Noah, and Chase in there, and all those guys were very deserving.
Piotrowski with a few on, just 1 gone, a 2-0 lead thanks to Blake Bean. Fouled off on the first pitch.
Very aggressive hitter, Matt Piotrowski.
Oh yeah. His stance always, it doesn't puzzle me, but it's one that's very unorthodox compared to a lot of the swings we do see, because he's very upright stance, and then he loads on that back half at the last second and has extremely fast hands to be able to get through the zone. You don't see anybody standing straight up like he does, but he finds a way to make it work. The 0-1 is skied in the air to right. I don't know if it has the distance. Schellenbarger in a few steps. He'll make the catch. Bean will fake the tag at third, and the ball bounces off of Hughes, keeping it in front. 2 gone with runners still on the corners.
And Piotrowski, very fast, strong, quick hands.
We'll bring up Joe Burke in a big spot.
Last year's MVP, Joe Burke.
And you go back to talking about the pitching and how the average velocity is up 2 miles per hour. You could also say the same thing about the hitting as well. Burke led the league with 8 last year. I think there's 4 or 5 players in this league with 8 home runs this season. And the leader obviously is Marcoux, both Seltzer and Piotrowski with 8. But you tick up the pitching as well as the offense. That just makes for better baseball all around.
Yeah, I think everybody's seen that this year. I think league-wide it's consistently getting, a little bit more competitive on both sides of the ball. And I think if we can continue to do that year by year, then obviously the league's going to continue to be in a better place every year.
Burke pops it up back to the screen, 1-1. Both Banks and Lokinen at times this year have been beat up by each of these 2 teams. We've seen Lokinen at his best, sometimes his worst. Same thing with Banks, where he's given up 3 or 4 hits an inning. Other times he's dialed in, striking out 7 or 8. Burke takes strike 2 on the outside corner. But the amount of time these guys have put in this year, I mean, you included, Justin. You've been here all year long working with these guys on a daily basis, even on the non-public games during the week. I guess the toll on the body, especially now in early September, is huge. Hilbrick takes off for second. It's into center field. Bean will score without a throw. 3-0 Beavers, and that's something the Unicorns like to do a lot. Right here, the Beavers take advantage.
Yeah, the 3-month season, it's a grind at times for sure. It goes quick at the end of the day. You look back and you kind of can't believe it's already through you. But that every day, just coming here as a player or a coach or a coordinator with just the attitude and the determination to even though it might be our 20th day in a row working, the ultimate goal is to get these guys better, and that's what the main focus of this league is. So regardless of that, with the grind of it all, it's just important to look past that, because we want to put each of these guys in the best position to hopefully get signed by an affiliate out of here. And if we spend a day or 2 days where we're just kind of going through the motions, that's not fair to them. So our whole staff, all the coaches here, we do a great job of making sure that we continually put our best foot forward and our effort forward to make sure the product on the field is as good as it possibly can be.
There's a walk to Burke. Banks thought it was strike 3 on the outside corner. Second walk of the inning for Pierce. And the relationships that you guys are building with these players as well is a key piece, because they can feel like they can come to you with anything, baseball related or not. But when it comes to how they want to present, I guess, their mechanics, whatever they're feeling in their body, an injury of some sort, being able to be very comfortable and open with both you and Matt, that's a big thing as well, because you guys are trying to develop them as players but also as men too.
Absolutely, and that's a great part of this. Obviously, we're all here. It's a 4-team league in one stadium, so even though we are all competing against each other, I'll probably come back to that after this.
Great play from Martin. We'll put a pin in it and come back for the bottom of the third. But before that, it's the fifth third out of the ball game, presented by Michigan First Credit Union, as JJ the Water Boy will head out and give our field umpire Robert Lothian a little bit of H2O hydration and get a treat in return. JJ, he's had the longest season of all of us, as he's here every day helping out our field umpires. This again presented by Michigan First Credit Union. It was a huge inning for the Beavers. They score 3-2 off the bat of Blake Bean. We go to the bottom of the third inning. 3-0 Beavs over the Hops in the quarterfinal on a Thursday night.
Andy Appleby. I'm the owner and CEO of the USPBL. We're a 4-team league. We play at Jimmy John's Field in Utica, Michigan. Tryon has a wealth of resources that we can tap into when unique HR issues arise, even including visa and immigration issues related to our players. Tryon has helped us to get our baseball season up and running every year and has made a difficult task much easier.
That's why we rely on Tryon.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Hoppers had to stop the bleeding, and they did so with this backhand grab from Bailey Martin. It was 2 on with 2 out. Martin coming over and making a nice snag, but got to give credit to these Beaver hitters. We talked about the resurgence of this team offensively and in the type of guys that they were able to get halfway through the year after that senior showcase. Blake Bean was a huge piece. You bring in Chase Rodriguez, Pablo Ruiz, all these guys that are helping out in a myriad of ways, and they put up 3 early on to put the pressure on Eastside.
Yeah, uphill battle against the pitcher of the year.
Yeah,
chasing 3.
I tell you what, alongside pitching coordinator and assistant coach of the Westside Woolly Mammoths, Justin Karn. We'll take a moment after Lokinen delivers a first pitch to Hughes. Whit Hughes getting his first at-bat today. Just a couple of hits against Lokinen, nothing past first base so far. And your guys play tomorrow. It's going to be the Mammoths versus one of these 2 teams. Hughes down, now even 1-1. I know you guys were the 1 seed last year, ended up dropping it to the Unicorns, but I feel like it's a better spot. This is just me personally talking. Having that 2 seed, being able to play 1 extra game, stay kind of loose, and then move into the championship game, because you and I have talked, it's a long week away between last Saturday and coming up into that Saturday championship game on the 7th. Not a lot of time to get your work in. Hughes down 1-2.
A lot of downtime, especially for the hitters. Pitchers are able to throw bullpens and stay as sharp as they possibly can, but obviously there's limited opportunities for the hitters to see live pitching. So we saw that last year in our championship game. We just struggled offensively. We were playing catch-up. We got down early, and we just didn't have the best at-bats of the year that we could have had, and they just weren't able to come back.
Hughes strikes out to start the innings. 3rd strikeout now for Greg Lokinen. That's back-to-back.
As we were the 1 seed for a good portion of the year here, and we slipped off in the last month probably, and ended up losing it to the Unicorns, who got hot and played great baseball. So for us, the last month we were pretty tired. We were pretty banged up. So that week off here is, it's coming at the right time in terms of getting our guys feeling a little bit better. So hopefully we can just play our best baseball. That's really all I think. When you go into a playoff situation, you just want to play your best baseball. Whether you win or lose, you just want to go out and say, you know what, we played our best baseball of the year this weekend. It was enough and we won, or it wasn't quite enough and we lost. But you just don't want to have that clunker where you kind of go out and it just didn't work and you feel down about the whole year because of 1 weekend or 1 game. So that's really just a huge goal for us, just to pitch as well as we can, do offensively, put good at-bats together. We've struck out a little bit too much the last month as we've been a little bit worn down and sore, so I think we can put a little bit better at-bats together. We've played pretty good defense all year, so that's it. We just want to play our best brand of baseball possible for 2 days, hopefully.
Martin makes the count 2-2 on that foul ball. He's the final batter in this Hopper lineup, and going to see one of these 2 teams tomorrow between the Hoppers and Beavers, and it's going to be interesting on who you will see on the mound as well for either one of these teams, because the Lokinen Banks 1-2 punch right here for this game not going to be in the equation tomorrow, but still some great arms that you have worked with over the course of the year for both sides as well.
Yeah, I'd anticipate if the Hoppers were to move on, we would see either John Kelly or Ryan Carolden, who's been dealing with a little bit of a back issue, but seems to be over right now. And then on the Beaver side, Sam Bass has pitched great in his 6 weeks-ish since he's been here, so that'd probably be who I would anticipate pitching against if the Beavers were to move on. So it's at this time of year, the pitching in the league, I think, is in a pretty good place, so we're always going to face somebody good. And if you get to a bullpen, that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to face anybody who's maybe a little bit less than the starter. We have a lot of guys out of the bullpen who maybe we're facing, maybe even a little bit extra level talent-wise or stuff-wise when we get to some of these bullpens. So, can't make mistakes, got to play good baseball. That's the name of this.
Quick pick over to first at Martin, who just walked. It's a man on and man out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. A 3-0 lead for the Beavers. A 2-run double from Blake Bean last half inning, followed by a steal from Ray Hilbrick that drew Bean in on the throwdown. Zebros will get his 2nd at bat. He lined out sharply to left field his first time. Lokinen, a 4-year vet in the USPBL, trying to put a little cap on this 4-year run. He's been a champion over with the Northville Mustangs Or the Broncos, one of the two?
Yeah, state champion, assistant high school coach. Also does some pitching instruction on the side as well. So he's a pretty cerebral guy. You can talk kind of the more finer points with Greg because he does it on a daily basis where he's on the other side of it. So he's explaining it to his guys. So he can retain that information and kind of expand on his thoughts as he has with guys. And he's a great guy to bounce things off of. And obviously pitcher of the year in I believe 2022 or maybe 2021 and then again this year. So you look at somebody like Greg who is constantly looking to get better even when he's won a pitcher of the year award or when he's at his highest level. Every single day he's always looking, how can I get my breaking ball better? How can I add a new pitch? How can I change my fastball metrics? That's a daily conversation with Greg.
That's an intangible that guys got to have if they want to play at the next level and be great, is pushing to get better, never being satisfied with the results. Even when you're striking out 103 guys in a regular season. That's number 4 on the day. The 4th swinging strikeout to Zeb Rose, and there's 2 gone.
And Pierce on the other side, I have a great relationship with him too. We talk about a lot of things, baseball related, off the field related. Just a great guy to talk to, and he loves being here. He loves pitching. He's again a very intelligent guy. He's gotten a lot better. Obviously, a guy that came here a couple years ago and was fortunate to get signed by the Twins and spent a couple years in their system, and then came back here to continue his playing career. And I think right now, even though last inning wasn't his best, this year has been the best that I've seen Pierce. So he's playing his best baseball, even coming from an affiliate level organization this year, which is great. And obviously I hope all these guys get the opportunity to continue their career and hopefully go to affiliate. And you just root for all these guys so much. So, you kind of live vicariously through them in a way where it's just they want it so bad that you want it so bad for them at the same time.
That's very understandable. And it's being around them every single day and playing a part in their development and getting better. There's a breaking ball outside and low, 2-1, to Noah Marcoux. Home run champion this year with 9. Lokinen has not allowed a runner past first base. He has allowed a base runner every inning. Over at first is Martin on the base on balls. 2-1 is lined out to right field. Coming in is Hilbrick. He dives and the ball is past him. Martin around third. Head coach Ryan Kotke setting him home. Piotrowski fumbles on the cutoff, and it's a 3-1 ball game. Noah Marcoux delivers with 2 outs. It's a tough play right there for Hilbrick. Looked like the ball had a little too much topspin as it fell in front. That's one, I feel like you got to eat that with a runner on first base and 2 gone. Trust your guy in Greg Lokinen to get out number 3. But the Hoppers on the board trying to fight back. Ferguson trying to keep it going. Lefty-lefty matchup. Ferguson singled on a broken bat ground ball up the middle last time. And a few other guys we can mention as well. Back to your coaching days at Madonna University. Assistant or head coach along there with Nick Swanson as well. Good friend of mine. And you got a guy in Anthony Sharkus that might play tomorrow, but just seeing guys that you coached in college come over to this league and succeed, what does that mean for you, being able to watch these guys kind of grow throughout their young careers into pro ball? Base hit down the left field line. Coming around third is Marcoux. He will score. And just like that, it's a 1-run ball game. Nice swing from Ferguson the opposite way, makes it 3-2.
Yeah, it's obviously very special. Anthony Sharkus, Nate Blaine, Zach Beadle. There's been other guys in my 3 years here who have played at Madonna that have also come into the league and had success. So I didn't want to forget those guys. But those guys are here now, and it's great. We just get to, obviously we've formed a great relationship. We had some pretty successful years at that level. So to continue it here and be in the clubhouse here and let them, continue their career and then see the next level of baseball and to see them have success in that. So you look at Zach Beadle, who's for 2 years had done a really good job behind the plate for the Mammoths. Sharkus started the year on fire and battled some injuries, and I think he's probably not playing as well as he would hope just because he's still battling, and to be the first to tell you that, but we all understand what kind of player Anthony is.
Yeah.
And then Nate was second in ERA, I believe, for starting pitchers in the league. So it's great to see that, but just for them to have the opportunity, they can live at home, they can still play together, they can train together in the offseason, have something to look forward to in terms of their career, and hopefully continue to play, above and beyond, whether they play here or they go to a different indie league once they age out of here or they get signed to affiliate ball. It's just a great thing to be around those guys still, because we did accomplish a fair amount in college together, and I hope we continue to accomplish things here together.
Lokanen's got a 1-2 count. That's great to hear, especially just the stories of, I was able to call some games for you guys back in Madonna, so watching all of you guys kind of build up through the ranks and get to this point, it's awesome to watch. It's a great story. Lokanen looking for this last strike to end out the third inning. Once again, alongside pitching coordinator and assistant coach of the Westside Woolly Mammoths, Justin Karn. 1-2 is inside, turning out of the way was Maddox. Missed by just a little bit at 90 miles an hour. Lokanen's 2-2. Grounded to third. High bounce over the glove of Kalutis into left field. That's where the infield continues to play a role, this time against the Beavers, and it's 2 aboard with 2 out. Nice swing from Maddox, just caught the right hop.
Yeah, that's a tough one. You either got to go attack that one and get the short hop and not let that ball play over you, or you just got to give it a little bit more space.
It's been the lip of that infield grass all year long.
It's a tough spot. That just not much you could have done there. Looking at it a second time.
Were you here that ground ball to Martin last week? Routine play. It hits the lip and probably pops 20 feet over his head. And Maddox, that kind of returning the favor right there. In that same game earlier in the ball game, Maddox took one off the chin on a ground ball to him that he went and attacked, but it took that big hop and got him right in the face. Nick Caruso, assistant coach, out to talk with Lokanen.
Todd's been swinging the bat really well for the last 2-3 weeks. He had a couple home runs in about a 5 or 6 day span there. So he's really turned himself into, since he got here, a great hitter. And then he's playing his best baseball here in the last month or so. So great guy, and it's great to see something like that. Great voice, too. He was in the facility yesterday singing.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I'd have to get him on the mic.
Yeah. REO Speedwagon, believe it or not, he was singing.
Here's a ground ball to short to Wilcoxon. Fields clean, tosses to Piotrowski. Bouncing out is Stevenson and the frame. Assistant coach of the Westside Woolly Mammoths and pitching coordinator that continues to make every single pitcher in this league better. Justin Karn, thank you for your time, sir.
I love it. Appreciate you having me up here, man.
Thank you very much, sir. When we come back, it's the 4th inning. 2 runs for the Hoppers. They battle back 3-2 going into the 4th on the USPBL network.
Time doesn't heal all wounds. Hard work, perseverance.
And we do.
We're fighting cancer with proton therapy.
And music therapy.
We're turning back the clock on Parkinson's and outsmarting blood clots in seconds.
Instead of days.
Because this is her time. His time, your time. And it's time to show we can. Corewell Health.
We go to the 4th, and we got a ball game on our hands, folks. Alex Johnson, Tom Cavanaugh, we thank Justin Karn very much for his inning of work up in the booth, sharing stories not just only about on the field, off the field as well, the development of these players and what it means to be a part of this league. 3-2 in the 4th, Beavers with a 1-run advantage, and Pierce Banks, who was roughed up last inning, is coming out for a bounce-back frame.
Yeah, it was really good to have Coach Justin Karn on the broadcast with you, talking about the league and the Westside Woolly Mammoths getting ready tomorrow to face off against the winner of this game. It's been a good one here so far through the first 3 innings of play, and Banks looking to have a bounce back inning after allowing 3 runs, but his offense set them up, cut the deficit to just 1. You need that here early on in the ball game. Want to have some confidence here as we get into the middle part of this game here, Tom. And
an immediate response from the Hoppers, making it a little more manageable on Pierce Banks. He gave up 3 runs on 3 hits last inning. Lokinen, he gave up 2 runs on 2 hits in that third as well. It's going to be Pablo Ruiz, Ranko Stefanovic, and Vasily Kaludis. Ruiz with a fly out to center field last time. It was a shot to left center field, tracked down and caught by Rose as he banged into the wall. 12-6 breaking ball for strike 1. Nice pitch from Pierce to freeze him to start.
And it's important here how the Beavers respond. They thought they had a little bit of cushion with that 3-run advantage, but Eastside knocked on the door and tacked on some runs back, and want to be able to build onto this lead as much as you can and get into that Hoppers bullpen as soon as possible. And the pitch count right now at 43, which is solid, for Banks, through 3 innings.
Trying to have a quicker one after that third. 8 men came to the plate in that third inning for Birmingham Bloomfield. Count now runs 2-1 to Pablo.
Yeah, he was on cruise control. In the first 2 innings, had a low pitch count, and then it elevated in that last inning.
He retired the first 7 that he faced, and then walked Kaludis and gave up back-to-back hits. Here's a high pop up to right center field, shallow for Schellenbarger. He'll put that in his back pocket for out number 1.
That's exactly what you need. Getting out in less than 5 pitches, run a routine fly ball to Schellenbarger.
And both these teams kind of taking strategic approaches when facing Banks and Lokinen. Got to run that pitch count up high. You're going to be able to get a few hits off from here and there, score some runs, but being able to get either starter up into the 90s, touching 100 pitches in the earlier innings, could play a role, considering these bullpens at times can give up runs. We saw the Hoppers give up 4 in the last few frames last week that led Birmingham to a win.
Yeah, you want to be able to work these pitchers out. We haven't seen a lot of guys have 8, 9, 10 pitch at bats. We've seen that over the last few games, but you want to be able to do that against Banks and Lokinen to give yourselves a chance. It might not result in runs or hits, but if you can elevate that pitch count and get him out of the game sooner, it would put yourself in a better advantage.
Banks works first base side of the rubber, sets up near the ear once again. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Just off the plate, not by much. Banks doesn't like the call. That looked good on our end.
Yeah, it looked like it touched the outside part of the plate.
Stefanovic's been a key piece all year long. He's been the leader for this Beaver team. The 2-1 pitch is fouled away. Ranko was a sub-200 hitter for the first month or so of this year. He has bumped his average to 221, and he's driven in 15. He's got 7 doubles, which is among the league leaders, and trying to pick up his 20th hit of the year.
It's been great to see what Stefanovic has done from day 1 till now, and how much he's grown and developed as a young player. And that's what this league is all about. Where can you improve yourself from the first day you arrive to the end of the season.
Stefanovic stays alive, 2-2. And I mean, his catching skills as well. Defensively, he was named to the 2024 USPBL reserve team. Here's a line shot to right field. It's going to get down for a single. 1-out knock up the other way for Ranko. And that's the 4th hit Banks has allowed today.
Yeah, good job on that fastball. It was in the outside part of the plate that Stefanovic barreled on, that open gap and right that dropped in front of Schellenbarger. You don't see a lot of guys pull the opposite way, but able to have that hitting power is crucial, and Stefanovic did that. Want to be able to get some runs back. You got Vasily Kaludis stepping up to the plate.
Kaludis, another late addition to this team. 125 average over just a few at-bats. He's got 4 knocks and 1 of them home runs for 7 total RBIs.
He's also been a guy that has stepped in and has done his job right over there at third base, along with Christian Ortega.
Strike called at the bottom rung of the zone, leveling the count 1 apiece. Ortega and Kaludis, they've been great over there at third base, fielding the position well. We could see Christian get in the ball game late in a pinch hit spot. That breaking ball darting inside near the knees of Kalutis. 2-1 the count.
Yeah, Banks, that was my bad on that pitch. Location was not what he wanted. He was able to make the stop, and I don't know if they were on the same page. Hughes was expecting something else, but
definitely not in that zone. He was set up near the outer part of the plate, and that ball dove way inside of the lefty. Kalutis, wide open stance, holds the bat in close near the left ear. Loads, swings, and fouls it away. Banks walked 2, gave up 3 hits last frame for a total of 3 runs. Both these pitchers, Banks and Lokkonen, do a fantastic job of limiting the damage, getting a bad inning, and then bouncing back with a couple of strong frames. That's exactly what Pierce is trying to accomplish right now.
Yeah, having a rough inning last inning, not what he wanted to have, but how you respond is going to make yourself a better pitcher, and Banks and Lokkonen have done really well at that.
Ground ball, base hit into right field. Stefanovic will hold up at 2. Back-to-back base hits from the bottom of the lineup, and Stefanovic and Kalutis. 2 aboard with 1 away.
Yeah, Martin was too far to field that. Kalutis found that open hole and took advantage of it. But you got to give credit to the Beavers. 2 on and 1 out.
Definitely shown up offensively in the early innings. Nice job from Stefanovic to tiptoe around that ground ball. Here comes Ben Wilcoxon.
And your second leadoff guy. I know he's been the guy that has been in the leadoff spot, but also playing in a number 9 spot too. Looking to continue it here as the leader on this team, and was one of the captains in the All-Star game this past July, and coming in with a .246 average on the season, but does his job of setting the table, hitting for contact, and that's exactly what you need from a leader.
Ben's 1 for 1. He scored on the double from Bean last time. Here's a pop-up and foul ground. Ferguson over to make the catch. 2 out with 2 on for Blake Bean now.
It was a fastball to 89 that Wilcoxon got under and just skied it up in the air, and to Ferguson on the first base side to make the catch. It's important out. Puts a lot more pressure on as the lineup turns over to Blake Bean.
The man that clutched up last inning. Down the right field line, a 2-run double to break a 0-0 tie. He's 1 for 2 on the day, flied out to center field his first time. 91-mile-an-hour fastball rides high and away.
And he's another guy that has stepped up as a player and now has 17 RBIs on the season. Was also an All-Star after being in the league for about a week at the senior showcase. And
rips one on the right side. Backhand play for Ferguson. He's going to have to flip on to Banks, who gets there in time. PFP, nice backhand from Ferguson, and the toss to Banks, who was over in a hurry. 2 aboard, none come to pass. We go bottom 4, a 3-2 lead for the Beavers. Hoppers due up next on the USPBL network.
The perfect match. It's what so many of us are looking for. When it comes to getting a mortgage, how can you find the one that's perfect for you? Start at mortgagematchup.com. Because the only way to get a mortgage that's easier and more affordable is to find a local home loan expert first. Go to mortgagematchup.com today.
I'm Anthony Tomey, CEO of Tomey Group, and we're one of the largest Jimmy John franchisees in the country. With 50 Jimmy Johns and over 700 employees, it's a challenge to manage operations. What could possibly go wrong with owning 50 Jimmy Johns? People don't show up, equipment fail, run out of bread, no tomatoes, we need onions. Many different things can happen. Tryon allows us to really focus on the food and the operations of the restaurant.
And that's why we rely on Tryon.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Greg Lokkonen toes the slab once again. He gave up a couple last inning. Swings from Marcoux and Ferguson. The 1-2 punch for this Hopper team brings them right back into the ball game. Alongside Alex Johnson, Tom Cavanaugh, we're 3-2 heading into the bottom of the fourth. Hoppers trying to pick up a few, tie it or take the lead in the middle frames.
Yeah, that was huge to cut into the deficit after allowing 3 in the third inning and get a quick response. And now looking to take the lead in this ball game with Schellenbarger, Gehrig, and Hughes coming up to the dish. And want to be able to respond early when you're trailing, because you don't want to wait till it's too late, or if the other team tacks on a few more runs for insurance and to put yourself in a difficult spot. Well, like what the Hoppers did here, they'll make it only a 1-run game, only in the fourth inning, still got a lot of game left, but you want to be able to play at your best here, especially in this crucial moment with your season on the line.
Ground ball to third. Schellenbarger spikes the bat as Kalutis throws across the diamond. 1 pitch, 1 out. Schellenbarger, his second ground out of this game.
Yeah, Hoppers being aggressive on that first pitch. It didn't work out a couple times in that first inning, resulting in outs as the off-speed pitch at 77 just rolled right over to Kalutis to make the routine play. And 1 pitch and 1 out for Lokinen.
Shadows are void of the diamond right now as the sun beginning to set. Twilight in a few moments. Here's a sword swing from Gehrig on a nasty breaking ball low and inside.
Yep. Getting darker a little bit earlier. See the lights coming on.
Yeah, we get into September. I mean, this is no July, late July type of weather where we're sitting daylight until about 8:30 p.m. It's definitely going to be ticking down a little bit sooner. Gehrig down in an 0-2 hole. He swings and misses again. Lokinen continues to throw him that curveball inside. It's the second strikeout for Gehrig and the 5th on the day for Lokinen. He's about to reach 110.
Yeah, this is a specialty pitch. Able to get Gehrig inside to send a piece into Stefanović's glove. And Lokinen has just been on a tear, striking guys out as much as he can. He has 5 on the night.
Hughes struck out swinging his first time, takes a ball in the other batter's box. Hughes a cornerstone piece of this team as a player coach alongside manager Ryan Kotke. He'll take the 1-0 and squib it fouled on the first baseline.
Yeah, taking over the duties, assistant coach Mike Rice, who was here last year, now part of the development scout of the Texas Rangers, and helping out and around the area as well. But he's done his job, being in that assistant coach role as well as being a leader as a player in the clubhouse, and that's exactly what you would need from a guy from Whit Hughes.
You see a lot of teams, the catchers are the leaders, and that's not by chance. They're the commanders on the field, and they got to do so in the clubhouse as well, as Hughes tiptoes out of the way on that curveball inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 1-run advantage for the Beavers here in the 4th. Long pause from Lokinen before he goes over the head. The 2-2 is on the way. Strike 3 called at the knees. 6 strikeouts for Lokinen. He's 1 away from 110 on the year. He is back. The same old Greg Lokinen. We go to the 5th. 3-2 lead for Birmingham over the Hoppers.
Everyone has something that motivates them to do better. And for me, that's my daughter Shelby. I named Shelby Construction Services after her as a reminder to always run the company in a way that would make her proud. Our goal isn't just to get the job done, but to get it done right. And that means making sure every customer has a 5-star experience. I think how a company treats you is just as important as the finished product. My daughter wouldn't have it any other way.
Call 833-6-SHELBY. That's 833-6-SHELBY.
First State Bank is a locally owned and operated business. We're part of your community. At FSBCares.com, you'll find ways that we're making a difference by featuring locally owned and operated businesses, providing access to helpful financial resources, and engaging with community. FSBCares.com is part of our commitment to the neighborhood, because strong neighbors mean stronger communities.
Where good neighbors do great things.
Member FDIC.
We've played 4 innings of baseball. We've scored 5 runs, 3 on the side of the Beavers, 2 for the Hoppers. Let's take a look at our weather today, our game day weather. And Jimmy John's Field, it's a beautiful 77 degrees. A little bit of wind blowing out towards left center field right now, and mostly sunny as the sun begins to set. But we thought there was going to be some rain in the forecast today, Alex. It doesn't look like it.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it at all. Clear sunny skies, sun has rained away and has been moved away from us and nowhere in sight. Exactly what you need to hear in this playoff baseball. And we were looking at the forecast. It might have been raining tomorrow, but it will look like it's going to be in the morning as we were looking at it here throughout as we planned for the week. Well, it's been a great game though to start this championship weekend, and all 4 teams trying to go at it for all 27 outs, competing for that championship. The Beavers looking for their 4th title in league history, and Hoppers still looking for title number 1, as well as the Mammoths. And the Unicorns have won 5.
This league been around since 2016, so pretty much the Georgia, Alabama of the USPBL are the Utica Unicorns. Ray Hilbrick will kick it off with a strike called at the knees. Pierce Banks, a nice bounce-back inning in the 4th, not allowing a run, but he did give up 2 more hits. That's 5 knocks allowed in the last 2 innings for Pierce on the mound.
They're trying to work quickly here. And the Beavers and Unicorns, like you mentioned, are the top 2 in this league and win championships. Unicorns have won 4 in the last 5 years.
Ground ball to second base, pulled by Hilbrick. Gobbled up quickly by Martin. Flip to first is in time. 1 gone in the 5th.
And just an easy roll over to Martin. Able to do his job to get the put out over to Ferguson at first, and only 3 pitches needed from Banks, and that is pitch count at 65 as we're through 4 1/3.
It's not terrible being through 4 1/3 as you mentioned, but you'd like him to have a quick frame here just to feel comfortable going into the late innings. A little bit of light stretching in that Hopper bullpen currently. First pitch to Piotrowski, high and tight.
And it's a lot on these coaches, for Coach Dombrowski and for Coach Cocky, of when to pull out your starters and send it over to another guy. And like we mentioned, if you want to be able to move on to the next game, you want to be able to have your bullpen loaded as you can.
Witt just took an absolute shot off the mask. He's going to need a second. I mean, Piotrowski barely got a piece of this and shot it right back into the cage. Anytime a catcher gets roughed up like that, you got to take an extra look. We've seen it happen to a bunch of guys this year. Hopefully he's all right. Going to need to take a second for sure.
Yeah, Coach Cocky and the flag trainer looking over at him. And
Kyle Sroka on the field. The USPBL everyday trainer over working at Macomb Community College as well.
And it was a 91-mile-per-hour pitch. Foul tipped right.
I'd say that was about 91, 92, maybe a few more right off the face at a short distance. Hughes looks to be all right. He's an absolute warrior back there behind the dish. Throws that green 2-piece mask back on, and we're ready for baseball. Banks close to 70 pitches. He's got a 1-1 count to the MVP of this season, Matt Piotrowski. 0 for 2 day for Matt. A ground out and a fly out to right. Called strike 2 on the lower outer corner.
Exactly what you needed. Set that one up perfectly in the low outside corner.
Banks twists the glove, now flares it a bit as he comes set, the 1-2. Line drive fouled on the first base line.
Was a little bit off the plate, but Piotrowski chased after it and nearly went foul.
That one was borderline too. Anything close, Matt's going to find a way to foul it off and stay alive in the at-bat. 1-run lead for the Beavers. We're in the 5th inning of action. Winner will play Westside tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. And the winner of that will take the Unicorns in the championship. Airmailed throw from Banks, make it 2-2 now.
And not on the same page as that one was over the head of Hughes at 91, but fortunately nobody's on the bases, so no harm there.
2-2 on the way to Matt. In the dirt, blocked up. Piotrowski from Lancaster, California. Played college baseball at California State University in Los Angeles, and then over at Loyola Marymount in LA as well. So making a long trip across the country to become the MVP and batting champion of this season.
It's been great to watch him. Really grown as a player and leading the league in average and tied for second in home runs as he fights his way back into that at bat and then gets himself rewarded with a walk.
That's money right there. That's why he won the title and the MVP. Just being able to grind through at-bats like that against one of the best pitchers in the league. Piotrowski, I kind of name him the guy that started the comeback for the Beavers as a program. Take a look there, Austin Baugh getting warm currently in the pen for the Hoppers. But Piotrowski, he was the first guy to come on to that struggling Beaver team when they were 3-13, and he was a huge bright spot. I remember pregame we would talk a lot, be like, hey, Matt Piotrowski, Matt's the guy. He's going to have a big day today if the Beavers want to pull a big win out when they were 3-13 or whatever their losing record was at the time. And then from there you get Piotrowski and you build with a couple more key pieces in Bean, in Burke, in Rodriguez, Ruiz, Kalutis. So he was kind of the starter to lead the charge on this comeback for the Beavers, who have been playing exceptional baseball the last month or so.
And he's done his job, and he's had a good supporting cast of the guys you mentioned, and it's been great to see how the Beavers have turned around after that slow start to the season, because it could be tough for guys coming into the clubhouse and not having the start they wanted to have, but they were able to buy into the system of Coach Dombrowski and able to change things, in a matter of about a month or so.
And even though Burke wasn't on the field, he was part of the coaching staff at the beginning of this season. He's a guy that's been here since the start. So he got to see the growth of this team, and Burke lifts one out to left field. Going back, Marcoux. He looks up. It's gone. Joe Burke. 2-run blast. Make it 5-2 Beavers here in the fifth. He takes Pierce Banks deep.
And one hung up upstairs at 74 on the off speed, and Burke made Banks pay. Sunday one over the left field fence and able to get two of those runs back up by 3. Let's take a look at it again here, Tom. And
breaking ball top of the zone. He elevated and celebrated. Beavers with their 36th home run of the year for Joe Burke. That was number 4. RBIs 19 and 20.
And it was set up by that last at bat by Piotrowski, finding his way back into the count, getting himself on base, and then Joe Burke pounded that baseball and makes it a 3-run game. And you got to look out, folks. The Beavers right now up by 3.
I said it a few weeks ago. If I go to the playoffs and Beavers were handedly in the 4th place seat, as Hughes gets beat up again on a foul ball on him. 0-2 now to Chase Rodriguez. This is not the team I wanted to play in the first round or at all in the playoffs if I'm any of the other 3 teams against Birmingham. They have the pitching, and their swings have just continued to grow and had more success and more pop to it, a.k.a. Joe Burke entering the fold as a player with now 4 home runs in what's been 28 games.
Yeah, he's shown a lot, from his time in the league. And I mentioned being the home run champion with 8 home runs a year ago on the Hoppers, and continue with that here on the Beavers. He came on a little bit late into the game as a player this season, but has turned it around here, being a key piece in the clubhouse and getting these guys to buy in. And that's just important to have a successful team, and how the chemistry and the guys are on a daily basis at practice and able to work out together and working things out as you get prepare for the next game and developing, and the Beavers have done that.
Count stays 2-2. It was 0-2 on Rodriguez. He was able to battle back to even and then stays alive with that ground ball. 5-2 Beavers. 3 runs in the 3rd. They grabbed 2 more here in the 5th on a 2-run blast from Joe Burke. Rodriguez is 0 for 2, a looking strikeout and a line out to second base. Banks sets and goes. Fastball way high near the nose. Full count.
Need Banks to bounce back here and get Rodriguez out, but Rodriguez was another guy that really sparked the Beavers in that turnaround. 7 home runs on the season.
He's got quick hands, man. The 3-2 almost caught the corner. It was not received by Hughes. All the way back to the backstop, and it's a one-out walk.
And it looks like Coach Ryan Cockey is coming out.
It seemed like, sorry to cut you off, Alex, seemed like Hughes was a little bit crossed up on that pitch.
Yeah,
that's one he usually almost always receives. I mean, that was on the inside corner, a little bit low.
A difficult spot as...
Wow, that's going to be the end of the night?
Yeah, Pierce Banks gives the baseball to Coach Cockey, and going to be a pitching change coming in here.
We're going to take a break. New man on the bump for the Hoppers. Pierce Banks' night is done. What a season he had for this Hopper team. Cannot be talked about enough. We'll step aside. 5-2. Beavers ahead of the Hoppers on the USPBL network.
Everyone has something that motivates them to do better. And for me, that's my daughter Shelby. I named Shelby Construction Services after her as a reminder to always run the company in a way that would make her proud. Our goal isn't just to get the job done, but to get it done right. And that means making sure every customer has a 5-star experience. I think how a company treats you is just as important as the finished product. My daughter wouldn't have it any other way.
Call 833-6-SHELBY. That's 833-6-SHELBY.
First State Bank is a locally owned and operated business. We're part of your community. At FSBCares.com, you'll find ways that we're making a difference by featuring locally owned and operated businesses, providing access to helpful financial resources, and engaging with community. FSBCares.com is part of our commitment to the neighborhood, because strong neighbors mean stronger communities.
Where good neighbors do great things.
Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
The perfect match. It's what so many of us are looking for. When it comes to getting a mortgage, how can you find the one that's perfect for you? Start at mortgagematchup.com. Because the only way to get a mortgage that's easier and more affordable is to find a local home loan expert first. Go to mortgagematchup.com today.
New pitcher on the mound for the Hoppers. 4 1/3 innings from Pierce Banks. We'll get you his numbers in a minute, but Austin Baugh will get the baton now. He is going to be the first in relief for Eastside.
Yeah, take a look at his numbers here coming in on the season. It's been a really good job coming out of the bullpen, making his 13th appearance, a 25 2/3 innings pitched, 27 strikeouts, and 15 walks with a .245 opposing batting average and 13 earned runs allowed. Looking to keep the score where it's at here. Pierce Banks had a good start to the game, gave up a couple of huge hits, that 2-run double to Blake Bean in the third, and then that home run by Joe Burke a couple of batters ago. And it's been a great season for him, and he's done a lot here, not only to the Hoppers but for the league, and be one of the top guys we've seen all season long. And it's not the way he won in this ball game.
They turn it over to Baugh now with a man on, a man out. 5 runs on 6 hits with 4 walks and a strikeout for Banks. Here's a line drive down the left field line. Fair! Off the bat of Pablo Ruiz. Stopping at third is going to be Rodriguez. Another hit for extra bases from the Beavers. That's number 3 on the day, and it's second and third with 1 out.
Yeah, that one hung up high, and Ruiz barreled it up. Landed in fair territory on the left field line, and you got 2 runners in scoring position and 1 out, and the Beavers can really open things up here.
Ball left that over the middle of the plate at 77, and Ruiz made him pay down the line.
Second and third, not first and third.
Infield is in now for the Hoppers. Baugh trying to get out of a jam with 1 out. Stefanovic, who singled to right field last time, takes strike 1 on the lower inside corner. 1 for 2 day for Ronco.
Needs something weak here on the ground, or something hard rather, to
There's a fly ball out to center field that should get the job done. Rose is back a few steps. He's going to make the catch. Tagging from third and scoring will be Rodriguez. Ruiz stays at second, and Rocco gets the job done once again. Stefanovic comes through with RBI number 16 on the sac fly, and the Beavers now lead 6-2.
He did his job. Someone out deep enough for Rose to score Rodriguez. I was saying before he sent that one up in the air, he wanted something hard on the ground if you were the Hoppers, but unable to. It's another 3 spot for the Beavers this inning.
2-run shot from Burke, followed by the sac fly from Stefanovic a moment ago. Vasily Kolotis lifts the hands up as a fastball rides high and in.
7th man to come up to the plate here. It's been another lengthy inning for the Hoppers, and
yeah, this Beaver team about to get 3 at-bats apiece through 5 innings. Kolotis on the 1-0, takes it inside. Nice backhand grab from Hughes. 6 runs on 7 hits for the Beavers through 4 2/3 innings. How about it? And on the east side end, they are 2 runs on 5 hits. Baugh taps that front foot a few times, now delivers. The 2-0 is a called strike at the belt. 1 for 1 day with a walk and a run scored for Vasily. The man out of Appalachian State and Milligan University out of Destin, Florida. Pulls one to first. It's foul, says our field umpire Robert Lothian. 2-2 now. And this is a big out for the Hoppers. If they can stop the bleeding, not let Ruiz come in and score, it's still only a 4-run ball game. And I like to say anywhere from 4 runs or in, that's a 1-inning game. Now obviously you can score 5-6 in an inning, but 3 or 4 runs in a frame is a lot more manageable, and one swing of the bat ties the game up if you have the right guys on base. Count moves full.
And you can't afford to get down into a huge hole and try to climb everything back, and if you can't get anything across in 1 inning and then you get down to the 8th or 9th and trying to scramble and do everything at the end, it puts you in a difficult spot.
Kolotis swings and misses at the fastball up near the letters. Ball gets out of the jam, but not before allowing a double and a sac fly from Ranko Stefanovic. Home run from Joe Burke as well in the inning. It's another 3 spot in the 5th. 6-2, Beavers on top of the Hoppers. We go bottom 5 on the USPBL network.
You know, they say losing hope, that's the real disaster. Last year, Tropical Storm Fred sent a devastating wall of water and debris down this river. And when the waters receded, Belfor was here. Not just to rebuild, but to help restore the life of this community. Belfor, restoring more than property.
The Dave & Buster's method is designed to help you unlearn adulthood and discover the funner you hidden within you. The you that doesn't think about adult things and stuff. Ashley, I don't want to hear anything about your car registration when we're at Dave & Buster's.
Okay.
The you want to be. Let the Dave & Buster's method illuminate you. Begin the method today with 5 free games. You know you want to.
6-2 lead for the Beavers in a win-or-go-home situation. Greg Lokinen back on the mound for his 5th inning of work. And it's been a great ball game, Alex, so far. We've seen some great swings from the Beavers. East side, they were able to clap back with a pair in the 3rd. They're trying to do it again. It was a 1-run game heading into the top half of this inning. Not anymore after Burke went deep and Stefanovic with a sac fly to make it 6-2.
Yeah, they need to respond quickly. They need to chip away at it as much as they can. At least get 1-2 runs on the board, and then let your defense dial in. But you got to do this now. You know, it's going to be tough when you get into the later innings. Well, I mentioned that throughout the broadcast, and you know, these single game eliminations, it puts a lot more pressure on these guys, and can't waste any opportunity.
Lokinen struck out the last 2 batters that he faced to end the 4th. He's got 6 total on the ball game. Only roughed up in 1 inning. It was the 3rd. Couple of knocks from Marcoux and Ferguson led to a pair of runs. Other than that, it's been all Beavers today. Martin starts out 3-0. Good chance to have the leadoff man aboard. Bailey walked and scored last time. That's a strike at the knees.
Yeah, able to get that one. Sneak in at the low knees of the strike zone. But you need the leadoff man. Put yourself in a better spot.
3-1 delivery has popped up. Playable on the infield. Kaludis calling off the rest of his infield and will make the catch for out number 1. Nice battle back from Lokinen after falling down 3 balls, no strikes.
Yeah, and he needed that one. That fastball at 87. Martin had to swing at it, but unfortunately he popped it way up into the infield, and Kaludis able to make the grab. And he looked like it maybe had a little bit of bobble for a second, but he was able to hold on to it.
He caught that ball a little bit low. There's time called as a bat needs to be taken off the field on that first base side. Well done from the youngster. It's now Rose's turn. 0 for 2, a strikeout swinging and a line out to left. A table setter that needs to do so right now. Still a lot of ball game left as we play a full 9 innings. The 2.5-hour rule is not in effect in the playoffs. That's a reason why we're starting at 6:30 p.m. tonight. Rose takes strike 1, inside corner.
You want to give these teams a fair opportunity to play a full game and not get cut due to time, and want to make it interesting, down to the end of the ball game, and especially with a chance to play tomorrow on the line. And these guys have worked for it, since the beginning of the year in May, and have grinded out through practice and playing games every weekend, and getting to this point. All your work comes down to this, and how you respond in situations like this. Either if you have a huge lead or you're trailing, there's a way to get back or hold on.
1-2 breaking ball misses away. Rose's work in a count right now. 2-2. Nobody aboard, 1 out. Eastside just 5 hits so far. They were able to grab 3 in the 3rd and 1 in each of the first 2 innings. And Rose strikes out number 7 for Greg Lokinen tonight.
He has been in command, Tom, and breaking pitch again at 77. Has struck out Rose twice here tonight, and this is the kind of start he needed. His offense has backed him up. Only a couple blemishes in his outing here so far, but he has done his job. Looking to continue to keep it up here.
Marcoux swings and misses. He had the RBI double last time to get the Hoppers on the board. He's 1 for 2 today. Lokinen's 0-1 delivery to Noah is a called strike on the outside corner. Nice pitch. Just grabbing the outside.
Yeah, set that one up perfectly. Marcoux was hesitant about if he was going to swing at it, but that touched the outside.
Marcoux sends one into center field, a rip single with 2 outs. 2 for 3 day now for Marcoux. He's looking like mid-season form that we saw him all year long as.
Yeah, came out hot off the bat, barreled it at 100 miles an hour, straight into center. Couldn't afford to go down in order again.
It's been smooth sailing since the end of the 3rd inning. That was the first knock or base runner at all since Todd Maddox in the 3rd. Ferguson's 2 for 2 today. RBI base hit to left field his last time. Lokinen's 1-0 is popped up back over our heads. It's been a very even game hit-wise. The run support just has not been there for Eastside. They're getting runners aboard every inning but the 4th. They have had base runners, but only able to cash in the deuce in the 3rd.
You need to come through here with 2 outs. It's been a little bit of a problem for Eastside in 2-out situations.
And leaving runners on base, it's been kryptonite for them this year. The 1-1. Ferguson lines one out to center field. Long run for Rodriguez. He looks up and it's off the wall. Marcoux being sent around third base. Wilcoxon, he will fake the throw, and it's a RBI double for Ben Ferguson. And the Hoppers writing back here in the 5th.
Exactly what you needed. Ferguson ripped one out into center. 2-out clutch hit by Ferguson. Just impressive. It's another breaking pitch. As Rodriguez was chasing that one back off the wall, the true green sign in center. That's what you need to do. Just cut away at this deficit.
Ferg picks up his 28th RBI of the year. That was double number 7 for the kid. 6-3 ball game now with another runner in scoring position for Todd Maddox, who singled his last time. Maddox had that ground ball to third that took a funky hop on Vasily Kaludis over his head into left field. Lokinen checks the runner Ferguson once, now kicks and fires. The 1-0 is fouled away to the screen. We mentioned it pregame, just you and I talking, Alex. The difference in this game on who was going to come out on the winning, losing side is who can have the 2-out clutch hits. And that is a starting piece right there for the Hoppers. Trailing by a few runs, you absolutely need a run in the inning, at least one, and you get it from Ferguson on the 2-out clutch knock off the wall.
Yeah, you absolutely needed that. You can't afford to go down with another goose egg and still trail by 4, maybe more, heading into your next at bat.
And apply pressure to this coaching staff for the Beavers. Make them make a decision on if you want to keep Lokinen out there heading into the 6th or the 7th inning. It's a flare foul ball. I'll tell you what, Alex, you look at the Marcoux-Ferguson duo in the 2-3 spot, they're 5 for 6 against Lokinen. 2 hits from Marcoux, and Ferguson is 3 for 3. Other than that, the rest of the lineup has just 2 hits. 1 from Maddox and 1 from Stevenson. One-two is on the ground to shortstop. Wilcoxon fields it, throws to first, and the inning is over. Ben Ferguson with a 2-out double off the wall in center field cuts the deficit to 3 for Eastside. We go to the 6th. Beavers lead 6-3 in the quarterfinal ball game of playoff Thursday. We'll be back in a minute on the USPBL network.
We're for people, the pioneers, the underdogs, the players, and the slow and steadies. We're for people, for who they are and who they could become. Yes, we're a bank, and some say our business is all about money, but that's an old idea. Because look past the money, and you'll see real human lives. We see it, because we're for people. Huntington, welcome.
The perfect match. It's what so many of us are looking for. When it comes to getting a mortgage, how can you find the one that's perfect for you? Start at mortgagematchup.com. Because the only way to get a mortgage that's easier and more affordable is to find a local home loan expert first. Go to mortgagematchup.com today.
What are the odds that we're neighbors, we've known each other our whole lives, and both tear the exact same things in this exact same knee?
So an ACL tear is an injury to the main stabilizing structure of the knee.
You want a good team around you, because then you know that what you're doing is going to help you in the long run.
My message to everyone who's helped me, thank you so much, because you guys helped me progress so much.
Also hearing it from a friend that's went through the exact same thing, I think sort of helps that know that there's a bright side at the end.
Final matchup between these two teams this year. One will move on, one will head to Cancun next week. Not actually, but one of them are done for the season, and it's a 6-3 advantage for the Beavers right now heading into the 6th inning. Austin Baugh is now back on the mound, but his first full inning of action starts now.
Yeah, he's looking to keep the score where it's at. Hoppers got a huge run back after allowing 3 in the last inning. Ben Wilcoxon looking to get more runs on the board here for the Beavers and need every run they can here because no lead is safe here in the playoffs. And
not against a Hopper team like this. At the break, we were doing the math, checking out the stats. Marcoux and Ferguson, the 2-3 hitters, are 5 for 6. The rest of the lineup is 2 for 15 with a walk. Here's a pop-up to Baugh. He'll make the catch over near the first base line, and it's 1 out.
He was telling everyone off, I got it, my ball. Just need to have that communication because you don't want Ferguson or Martin to run into him and miscommunicate or not see the sign, and that's exactly what you need here. You don't want a mistake like that, and Austin Baugh making the veteran play of telling everyone I got it.
1 for 3 day for Blake Bean. He got the scoring started for the Beavers with a 2-run double in the 3rd inning. But against Lokinen, Marcoux and Ferguson have his number. It does not seem like anybody else in the lineup does. You got 2 RBIs on the night for Ferguson, 1 RBI for Marcoux, and everybody else has fell quite silent. No hits from the 6 through 9 batters on this Eastside team so far through 5 innings. That's going to be the difference. If they can put it together 1 through 9 in the later half of this ball game, Eastside's got a chance to battle back.
Yeah, you need guys, in the bottom part of your lineup, to step up, especially in the playoffs, and you can't rely on your two guys, your 2, 3, 4 hitters to lead the way. It has to be a team effort. Everyone has to contribute and take good at bats.
1-2 to Bean, popped up, foul territory, 3rd base side, long run for Maddox, battling the twilight sky, and he comes down with it. Couple of pop-outs to start our 6th inning, and Bean is out.
Yeah, Maddox able to track that one down and hustled for it. Trying to get a glimpse of where the ball was at, right into the stadium lights, and able to reel it in.
He's also got his dugout there letting him know that he had more room. It's a big communication piece. If he got close to that fence there, they'll let him know how close the fence is and that he's about to run into it as he's staring up into the night sky. Hilbrick takes a spiked fastball 1-0. 1 for 3 day for Ray. Couple of ground outs and a sharp single into center.
It's been great to see what he's done, in his 2nd year in the league. And
Hilbrick from Purdue Northwest University spent 5 years there as he punches another baseball out of play, 1-1.
Great to see that Division II product transition his game over into the USPBL, and has been a bright spot for Coach John Dombrowski over the last couple seasons. And
he's just one of the most consistent players, and that's what the Beavers have a lot of, is consistent bats and arms. Lokinen obviously being the big example on the mound, but you got guys in Ben Wilcoxon, Matt Piotrowski, Ray Hilbrick. These guys play steady Eddie baseball every single day, and you know exactly what you're going to get out of them on a daily basis. Here's the 2-1. Fly ball right field hooking, way foul, but way gone.
They had the right idea, just hooked it too far right down the middle at off speed at 80 miles an hour. Ball is just very fortunate about that one.
2-2 pitch nearly hits Hilbrick. Just got out of the way. We're going to go full.
And going back to your point, Tom, how these Beavers team, and they have complete guys, Hilbrick, Piotrowski, Wilcoxon, able to do their role and be consistent. We haven't really seen these guys go into like a slump.
No.
Or in 20 at-bats, or like going 2 for 20. That's what you got to have here if you want to be really consistent here in this league. And
Hilbrick strikes out to end the inning. Nice pitch from Baugh. Puts up a big 0. 1-2-3 frame for Baugh and the Hoppers. We head to the bottom of the 6th. 6-3 lead for the Beavs in the quarterfinal matchup.
time doesn't heal all wounds. Hard work, perseverance.
And we do.
We're fighting cancer with proton therapy.
And music therapy.
We're turning back the clock on Parkinson's and outsmarting blood clots in seconds.
Instead of days.
Because this is her time. His time, your time. And it's time to show we can. Corewell Health.
Big shout out to our production crew getting us an in the booth shot here in the 6th inning of action. Alex Johnson, Tom Cavanaugh coming at you all weekend long. We're taking you through the quarterfinal, semis, and the championship game this weekend. Alex, it's been a great game so far. I'm so ready for 18 more innings of baseball down the stretch this weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun here, folks. So make sure to tune in to all the games here on the USPBL Network. If you can make it to the ballpark, make sure you can. But if you can't, we'll have all the coverage for you all weekend long here as we wrap up the 9th season of this USPBL, and it's been great. You know, all 4 teams have been really competitive from the start of the season till now. We crowned our regular season champion, the Utica Unicorns, on the last day of the season. Every game had a point, and it was meaningful, and the fans got to see a lot of really close games, a lot of exciting finishes. It's been really fun to watch here, and
the growth of these players and these teams has been a really satisfying piece to just watching the entire season game for game, as it's now quickly 0-2 to Grant Stevenson. Quick big shout out to our entire production crew that gave us that shout out there: Christian Jackson, Don Minchella, Shane Sellers, Jeremiah Hergott. 0-2 from the lefty. Lokinen is in the dirt. Now, Alex, we were talking in between innings as well. You look at the pitch count for Lokinen. He's at 80 going into his 6th inning. This could be his last frame unless it's a quick one.
Yeah, he needs to keep that pitch count below 90 to get himself into that next inning. You know, he has the power and the fuel to go to 100. And depending on the circumstance right now, there's nobody warming up for the Beavers. So
Brett Irwin making his way down to the bullpen along with Andrew Verbrugge. So a couple of relief arms just starting their nights as we are in the bottom of the 6th inning, and a 6-3 advantage for the Beavers trying to hold steady.
Yeah, they don't want to go to Cancun or go to the golf course, or they want to play till Saturday.
2-2 is back to the screen. Nice fight from Stevenson here. He's 1 for 2, a single and a ground out to short. He's played a very clean shortstop as well, adding pieces on offense and defense throughout the year.
Yeah, he's been really solid over at that shortstop position. Has contributed with 14 RBIs and 20 hits on the season.
He's an all-star candidate as well. He was back in the middle of this season. Also got to give a huge shout out to reliever Andrew Verbrugge of this Beaver team. He won the Sportsmanship Award, the Jim Essien Sportsmanship Award. Here's a ground ball to third. Kalutis, a long throw, and it's awry by a tad. Burke had to come off the bag, and Stevenson is safe to start our 6th.
Yeah, that throw was a little bit too high from Kalutis. Burke had to go off the base to jump up for it and make that play. And it's not what you wanted to have there, to start the inning.
So Eastside now on that hit, I think Stevenson might have gotten there regardless, just because Kalutis caught it so deep. They're now out hitting the Beavers 8-7. Here's Schellenbarger, a couple of ground balls today, 1 for a double play. Takes a fastball high at the nose.
The Beavers would love to have another one here.
Slowly chip away. You got innings to do it. Wave and a miss on the 1-0. Schellenbarger's been the everyday right fielder, an absolute cannon for an arm on this Hopper team, one of the best. And he just finds a way to bring runners in. Usually finds guys in scoring position and has a clutch swing, even a ground ball up the middle with less than 2 outs. Bryant finds a way to be productive year in, year out.
Yeah, he does those little things to keep this team in the ball game, and look at it come through here. Even just getting on base would be beneficial.
The 2-1 pitch. Fouled away on the left field line, evening the count. Lokinen about to throw his 90th pitch.
You got to give credit to these Hoppers, making him work in this inning.
Schellenbarger wags the bat over the left shoulder. Good lead at first for Stevenson. Another foul ball on the 2-2. We expected these teams to fight at the plate and make it tough for these starting pitchers, two of the best in the league. And boy, they've done it. Banks was knocked out after 4 1/3. Lokinen has now put the leadoff man aboard in the 6th. 2-2 again. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball from Lokinen picks up another strikeout. He has K'd at least one man in every inning.
He said his job. That breaking pitch upstairs on Schellenbarger.
Schellenbarger just a little, he timed it up wrong. Just missed it by a little bit. He waited and waited, and it was just a little bit too long for that nasty pitch from Lokinen. Here's Gehrig, who's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. He takes for ball 1.
Yeah, 2 strikeouts on the night for Gehrig.
Same thing with Whit Hughes sitting on deck. 4 Ks between the 7 and 8 batters through 4 at-bats. Greg misses outside on that one. 2 balls, no strikes. The man out of Post University, out of Clifton, New Jersey, Matt Gehrig. Lokinen's 2-0 pitch, fouled away. So it seems Austin Baugh going to be the innings eater for the Hoppers through the next few frames. They will likely dip into their bullpen one more time. And it seems that Brett Irwin is going to be the guy to go for the Beavers as he's getting warm in the bullpen. So once we hit these relievers, things start to change on both sides. Count is now 2-2, but Irwin's been great this year. Austin Baugh's been great. So both these teams shoring up their starters with a couple of solid relievers today.
Yeah, making the right idea and the right approach. Want to be able to be strategic with your guys. As pickoff attempt. Stevenson back there standing up, and which is important though. There's no guarantee that you'll win. And even the Beavers right now having a 3-run lead. And that pitch count over 95 right now for Lokinen.
Gehrig set on the 2-2. Lokinen checks the runner. Now goes. Here's a ripped ground ball fouled on the third base line. Just past the bag on the left side of Kalutis. Lokinen's had success against Gehrig on the curveball on the inside corner. That's the pitch he just gave him. Will he go again or the fastball away? 2-2. Strike 3 called on the inside corner. 90 miles an hour with the fastball. Rings up Gehrig for the 3rd time, and it's back-to-back punch-outs for Lokinen. And here comes assistant coach Nick Caruso.
Perfectly set up. Inside corner with that fastball. We're going to have Luis Aviles pinch hit for Whit Hughes. Nick Caruso talking over for Greg Lokinen. Pitch count at 97.
And this is a conversation of Caruso just pumping up Lokinen and saying, hey, you get this batter, your night likely done, and just be the workhorse that you've been all year long and finish it out. Lokinen now above 110 strikeouts on the year. We got to do some math over the course of these next few moments to see what his number is at currently, but my goodness, Greg's been unstoppable this season.
It's been incredible to watch. It's been phenomenal to see his 9 punch-outs on the night, Tom, and looking to cap it off here with Aviles at the dish.
Swing and a miss from Aviles. Hughes ends the night 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. Luis going to be the defensive change in the next inning. Likely will finish this ball game out. Seen some bright spots from Luis so far this season. 9 hits and 33 at-bats. He's got 2 doubles, 1 home run, and 7 RBIs.
As there was time at the plate, I was talking with the umpire over at second base.
Aviles out of Palmetto Bay, Florida, went to George C. Wallace State Community College, Rice University, and Tulane. Swinging a foul tip into the glove of Stefanovic. Down to second base, stealing a bag is Grant Stevenson. And Rocco didn't have a throw there, so it's a man in scoring position for the first time since last inning, and a chance for Aviles to come up big in a pinch hit spot.
You would like to see that. They did it in the last inning with Ben Ferguson with 2 outs.
Pitch 100 on the way, inside and low. Count moves to 1-2 on the catcher Aviles.
7 RBIs and a home run for Aviles. Had that home run a couple weeks ago.
Lokanen's 1-2, swing and a miss. 87, top of the zone. And Lokanen strands another runner. Count it, 10 strikeouts on the night for the kid. 113 on the season. The crafty lefty shuts the door once again. We've played 6 innings of baseball. It's a 6-3 lead for the Beavers, trying to move on to tomorrow night and face the Westside Woolly Mammoths in the semifinal. This is your home for USPBL baseball.
The Dave & Buster's method is designed to help you unlearn adulthood and discover the funner you hidden within you. The you that doesn't think about adult things and stuff. Ashley, I don't want to hear anything about your car registration when we're at Dave & Buster's.
Okay.
The you want to be. Let the Dave & Buster's method illuminate you. Begin the method today with 5 free games. You know you want to.
Delmas Russ, the new pitcher on for the Hoppers. Austin Baugh goes an inning and 2/3, gives up 1 hit, no runs, 1 strikeout, and it's now the sweeper, Delmas Russ, and his crafty stuff taking the mound as the second reliever, 3rd total pitcher for the Hoppers.
Yeah, he's been reliable out of the pen all year long for Coach Ryan Cockey and his squad with a 3.38 ERA, 2-2 record, and 23 appearances. That's thrown in 24 innings with 28 strikeouts, 26 walks, a little bit high for the strikeout to walk ratio. But he's only allowed 9 earned runs and a 206 opposing batting average. Looking to bring his stuff here against the heart of the lineup for the Beavers, Matt Piotrowski, Joe Burke, and Chase Rodriguez to keep it a 3-run ball game as we headed to the final third of this quarterfinal game. Looking to advance to tomorrow night's game against the number 2 seed Mammoths.
So Luis Aviles is the new catcher behind the plate. Everybody else defensively is the same for Eastside. Russ has a 4-seam fastball. He throws just over half the time. Just mentioned his sweeper, loves that pitch, and a little bit of a changeup from number 22. He's going to be tasked with likely the 7th, 8th, and possibly the 9th innings, depending on where we sit score-wise. Piotrowski leads it off, takes a sweeper for strike 1 on the outside corner. Aaron Woodbury, our home plate umpire, goes up with the right hand.
Piotrowski 0 for 2 on the night. A ground out, foul out to right, and
Yanks went down the left field line into the Hopper bullpen, making sure they're on their toes. Nothing in 2. Piotrowski walked in the 5th, was brought in on the 2-run shot from Joe Burke, the next batter. Russ leans in intently, getting his sign. Avila set up on the outside part of the plate. Twilight is gone. It's now darkness in the sky. Lights illuminating our ballpark at Jimmy John's Field in downtown Utica. Couldn't ask for a better night for baseball as well. The rain stayed away, thankfully. 1-2 pitch is popped out of play.
Yeah, exactly what you needed. Warm outside at 77. It's going to be cooling off over the next couple days, unfortunately, as we get into fall. And
what'd you say? It was going to be 61 on Saturday?
Yeah, it's going to be cold.
Yeesh.
Getting into that fall weather.
Here's the 1-2. Pulled ground ball to the left side. Maddox, couple of taps with the glove, fires to first, and Ferguson stretches to hang on. Ground out to start up the seventh inning.
Able to get that one quickly to throw it over. Todd Maddox to Ferguson, able to keep his foot on the bag to get Piotrowski out. And you need quick innings from this Hoppers defense.
So if you're just catching up with us, it was a 3-0 lead for the Beavers in the top of the third. Eastside grabbed 2 in the bottom of the third to make it a 3-2 game. A 3-spot again from the Beavs in the fifth made it 6-2. And in the bottom of the fifth inning, Eastside was able to return with another run, and we stand at 6-3. Hoppers on their third total pitcher. Banks was knocked out of the ball game after 4 1/3, giving up 5 runs on 6 hits. Austin Baugh chipped in with about an inning and 2/3, and now it's Russ on the bump with the man who took Banks deep to almost end his night, Joe Burke.
Yeah, sent that one over the left field wall. Was crucial. Made it a 3-run ball game, 5-2 at that point, and looking to come through here again.
Fishes had a breaking ball down and away. A lot of movement on that pitch from Delmas Russ.
Yeah, it brings a lot of nasty stuff to the table.
He was up for reliever of the year. That went to Matt Colucci, and here's a soft fly ball to center field for a single. Joe Burke with the Jordan shrug as he turns around first.
Now over the head of Grant Stevenson and dropped that one in perfectly. Supporting out.
Pablo Ruiz with a double his last time. He's 1 for 3 on the day. Roped it down the left field line. 2 put runners at second and third. Rongo Stefanovic was able to drop a sac fly into center to extend the lead to 6-2.
We have mortgages to fit your life.
Upper outer corner, strike one called to Pablo. Fastball coming in out of the hand of Russ at 91 miles an hour. Russ kicks and deals. Aviles tried to get that on the corner. It did not go. 1-1.
We'll see if the Beavers can come through with 2 outs. Got a man aboard. Reese 1 for 3 on the night. Had that double down the left field line in his last at bat.
Checks his swing. Did he go around?
Make your move with a quick and easy mortgage from Genesis Credit Union. We have mortgages to fit your life. Genesis Credit Union. Visit us today. Make your move.
Small apologies for the technical difficulties in the latter half of that top of the 7th. We're back, though. And after singing about peanuts and Cracker Jacks, we are ready for the bottom of the 7th inning and a new pitcher on the mound for the Beavers in a 6-3 game where the Birmingham has the lead. Greg Lokinen gave everything he could. 6 innings, 10 strikeouts, 3 runs allowed on 8 hits. But now it's time for Sidney Ferry to step on and get a couple of quick outs.
Yeah, Lokinen did his job, did everything he can, gave his heart and soul out in that outing. 10 punch outs with 113 on the season. Phenomenal for him, giving the Beavers the best chance here in these final 3 innings. Sidney Ferry will take the bump now as we take a look at his numbers on the season here, Tom. And 14 appearances, 28 2/3 innings pitched, 22 strikeouts, and only 4 walks for him. Could be tasked by him from Coach John Dabrowski to keep it a 3-run ball game. The righty at 5'10", 195 from the University of Wisconsin, Stevens Point, will step in.
We'll face Bailey Martin, Zebros, and Noah Marcoux. 6 strong frames with upwards of 100 pitches for Greg Lokinen put his team in a beautiful spot, and they had the offensive production throughout the game so far to have an advantage.
And that's worked out for them so far. Now is if they can seal the deal.
They've got a couple of very nice relievers in their back pocket with Ferry. You got Jacob Pennington. You also have Brett Irwin. Irwin is the save leader with 6 in the league. So he would be called upon late, depending on the score. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. 90 at the top of the zone. Ferry dispatches of Bailey Martin to start.
Got him at the top part at 90 miles an hour. Struck him out on 3 pitches. Exactly what you need at the start.
Rose will now dig in. 0 for 3. 2 strikeouts, both swinging. It was a tough day for anybody not named Ben Ferguson or Noah Marcoux against Greg Lokinen today. Foul away on the first pitch. So you mentioned 5 total hits. All 3 runs scored, or driven in rather, were from Marcoux and Ferguson, who are due up right after Rose here. Ferry misses down and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ferry making yet another appearance. This is his 15th total this season, 13th in relief.
And the bright spot for Rose today is making that catch right near the wall, taking the hit away from Pablo Ruiz in the second.
Yeah, that swing from Pablo obviously was out number 3, ending the inning. But that very next frame in the third, you had a nice swing from Wilcoxon the other way. Bean rips one down the line, and then you see Hilbrick punch one. It was just a hit parade in that very next inning. Seemingly, the Beavers were figuring out Banks a little bit throughout the game. Line drive caught from Wilcoxon. And Rose is retired for the 4th time today. 2 gone, nobody aboard.
And that was a huge turning point, you know, getting their wheels in motion and building on that lead, even though Eastside cut it within 1 in the bottom half, and then picking things back up with a little bit more runs and insurance. And that's how the Beavers have responded here and how they've grown as a team.
Marcoux had a good day. He's 2 for 3, an RBI double, a single, and he has scored the last 2 times that he has been up at the dish.
He's done his work all season long. Looking to rally this team back with 2 outs.
They're down to limited outs. 7 left in the tank for these Hopper hitters. They are the home team, so if trailing, they will bat in the bottom of the 9th. Ferry kicks and fires on the 1-1. Marcoux checked his swing, did not go around. Ball squeaks past Stefanovic, make it 2-1.
And they're going to appeal. I didn't think he went.
Very slight check swing. Oh, from that angle, it looks like a little bit more.
A little bit closer than I thought.
Marcoux, open stance on that front toe. 2-1 fastball. Grabs the inside corner at 90 miles an hour to even it up.
He's like that pitch. Trying to paint those corners is Ferry.
Setting at the belt. Sidney fires. The 2-2 pitch is a little bit low. Ferry thought he was out of the inning right there, but another pitch to live on for Marcoux.
Yeah, that was just a tad below the zone. Gotta like the call from the home plate umpire. It just missed by about an inch or so.
3-2 is skied in the air. Shallow right field. Piotrowski calling for it. Cannot make the catch. It glances off of his mitt. That was a big league fly ball, skied up into the dark sky, and Piotrowski just could not come down with it.
Yeah, that light was beaming on him. He was just trying to get to it, just hits off his glove, and the inning will keep going. We'll see if the Hoppers take advantage of that miscue.
First error of the ball game. Piotrowski, a very uncharacteristic mistake right there. And now Ben Ferguson will get a chance with a runner on. 3 for 3 day for Ben, 2 RBIs and a double. He'll take strike 1 at the knees.
Yeah, he has been really solid over at second base.
The league hitting .322 against Ferry this season. The 0-1 outside. Brett Irwin also getting loose in the pen for the Beavers. He would likely be called upon next. 1-1 to Ferguson is high in the air to right field. It looks like it's going to stay in the park. Hilbrick underneath it makes the catch for out number 3. Another sky-high fly ball from a big lefty on this Hopper team, but this one is brought down for out number 3. After 7, it's a 6-3 lead for the Beavers. They need 6 outs and maybe add a little more insurance to move on to the semifinal tomorrow night. You're watching USPBL Baseball. We'll be right back.
Everyone has something that motivates them to do better. And for me, that's my daughter Shelby. I named Shelby Construction Services after her as a reminder to always run the company in a way that would make her proud. Our goal isn't just to get the job done, but to get it done right. And that means making sure every customer has a 5-star experience. I think how a company treats you is just as important as the finished product. My daughter wouldn't have it any other way.
Call 833-6-SHELBY. That's 833-6-SHELBY.
Fifth Third Extra Time helps you do you better. So kick back and relax. You have extra time to avoid overdraft fees. Fifth Third Extra Time. This is banking a Fifth Third better.
We're the financial champion of Michiganders. Whether you're a goal getter or dream chaser, an empty nester, or up-and-comer, anyone in Michigan can bank with us. Michigan Schools and Government Credit Union.
Two innings of baseball left. Alex Johnson, Tom Cavanaugh from the USPBL Network. We're with you all weekend long, moving into tomorrow's semifinal and Saturday's championship matchup. Maybe we will see one of these two teams on Saturday, but we will definitely see one tomorrow night to face the Westside Woolly Mammoths. Eastside's got some work to do. They're down by 3. It's up to Delmas Russ and this defense to put up yet another 0 and try to battle back offensively.
Yeah, this game is far from over for them. They still got some life, but they got to do their work here defensively first with the bottom part of the order for Birmingham coming up to the dish. And it's going to come down to who can make the key play down at the end. And the Beavers have been riding it all along. Ross is looking for another clean inning.
Gave up just a base hit to Burke in the 7th. A couple of pop-outs to third to end his inning. He'll now face Ranko Stefanovic, who is 1 for 2 with a sac fly. Make it 0-2 with that sweeper grabbing the outside corner.
And that's a specialty pitch that keeps the hitters off balance.
It's a nice selfie from the fans. Nearing the end of our ball game. Got to make those moments last. Just 3 games left, 2 after today. That's off the plate, not by much.
It's going to be a great night tomorrow in the semifinal game. The final fireworks night of the year, and then the championship game. It all comes down. Just one game on Saturday night.
1-2 sweeper doesn't catch it. Leveling the count at 2 apiece. Can't miss those fireworks. Every Friday here at the ballpark. You can see him from miles away as well down Auburn Road, back on the highway behind us. 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Stefanovic strikes out to start our 8th inning.
He went with the fastball at 91 outside. Stefanovic was off on the timing and missed it. So you take a look at the replay. Got the sign from Aviles and couldn't get a piece of it to stay alive. And first punch out of the evening for Russ.
Here's Kaludis for the 4th time. 1 for 2 day with a walk and a run scored. He singled back in the 4th. Struck out swinging in the 5th. It's a big difference checking out the 7, 8, and 9 hitters for both of these teams.
Yeah, the Beavers have had some production from there. You had the sac fly in the 5th from Stefanovic. Kaludis with a hit. Wilcoxon with a hit.
Look over at the Hopper side. They're 0 for 8 with a walk. So very different when it comes to the bottom of the lineup, turning it over to the top with runners in scoring position or on base, rather.
Yeah, that's something that the Beavers have done really well in that regard. It's the Hoppers, they rely on that bottom part of the lineup. You know, Bailey Martin, Wood Hughes, Luis Aviles, and those guys to step up. They'll have one more chance.
Count moves to 3-1. Kaludis was up 3-0, and now Russ trying to battle back. 6-3 game. We're in the 8th. Here's a high pop-up. Foul ground. Third base side. Calling for it. Maddox just over top of the Jimmy Johns Field spray-painted logo on the left side.
Yeah, Maddox was calling for it. I got it. I got it. As you saw, Aviles right next door to him, and just good wave off by Maddox to get underneath it to make the catch. And
that ball is tailing back into Maddox and away from Aviles, so a lot tougher of a play for Luis if he was going to track that down. Funny enough, that's the 3rd pop out to Maddox in the last 4 batters. So Russ is doing a nice job of getting these hitters underneath the baseball. Here's a pop-up on the infield. Martin has no trouble with it. Another pop-out for Delmas Russ and another 1-2-3 frame. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Hoppers trying to battle back, trailing by 3. You're watching USPBL Baseball.
Everyone has something that motivates them to do better. And for me, that's my daughter Shelby. I named Shelby Construction Services after her as a reminder to always run the company in a way that would make her proud. Our goal isn't just to get the job done, but to get it done right. And that means making sure every customer has a 5-star experience. I think how a company treats you is just as important as the finished product. My daughter wouldn't have it any other way.
Call 833-6-SHELBY. That's 833-6-SHELBY.
The perfect match. It's what so many of us are looking for. When it comes to getting a mortgage, how can you find the one that's perfect for you? Start at mortgagematchup.com. Because the only way to get a mortgage that's easier and more affordable is to find a local home loan expert first. Go to mortgagematchup.com today.
USPBL save leader Brett Irwin enters the fold for head coach John Diesel Dombrowski and the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers. Alex Johnson, Tom Cavanaugh, all the way through this weekend, and we're nearing the end of this ball game in the quarterfinal. The winner will play Westside tomorrow night at 6:30. But let's get into Brett Irwin and how darn good has he been this season.
He has been sensational here this season, Tom, and for really good reason. As we take a look at his numbers here before we start, 2.86 ERA, 23 appearances, including tonight on the season, 28 in the third innings pitch, struck out 41 batters, only walked 14, 9 earned runs allowed, and that posting batting average of 183 is just really unstoppable. These guys haven't had really much to hit off of Irwin this season.
Hoppers need 3 runs in their last 6 outs to keep their season alive. Fastball off the plate outside to Todd Maddox. 1 for 3 day for Todd. Singled back in the third on a ground ball to third base. Wave and a miss. 93 miles an hour at a fastball right down the middle. That's a challenge pitch from the red glove sporting Brett Irwin. And the stirrups. Stefanovic tried to catch that on the corner. It's now 2-1, not missing by much.
Maddox 1 for 3 on the night. Had a single to left in the third, and going to start a rally as he check swings and foul tips it.
Count now 2-2. 3 runs in the third, 3 more runs in the fifth for Birmingham. That's the only times they have scored today, was just a 3 spot in 2 different innings. And the Hoppers scored in the same innings, just did not score as many. Swing and a miss from Maddox, and it's a great start for Brett Irwin here in the 8th.
Exactly what you needed. That fastball at 93, inner middle part of the zone.
Maddox had the barrel there, just did not catch up in time. Stevenson is 2 for 3 on the night. Single in the second and the sixth. He also stole a base in the 6th inning. Irwin likely going to be the 8th and 9th inning pitcher against this Hopper squad. Swing and a miss makes it 1-1. That was 94 down the middle from Brett. And his ball's got a little bit of movement to it on the arm side run. Here's a foul ball out of play, high and tight fastball battled by Stevenson.
And got him there at 93. We've seen it. 93, 94. He's been bringing the heat.
What a catch. Host family, got to appreciate all of them. They honored him before the ball game. Stevenson now skies one in the air. Right side, foul territory. Burke camping underneath. No issue at all. 2 outs.
Exactly what you need to do here coming out of the pen if you're Irwin. Set down the first 2 guys. And it's put a lot more pressure on Eastside. Just take a look at that foul ball catch on one of their host families. We got to thank them for all their support and their appreciation for the USPBL and bringing these guys into their homes.
Schellenberger fouls the first pitch away. 0 for 3 day for Bryant. Strikeout swinging, a ground out, and a double play. Down 0-2 quickly. That was an off speed at 82, top of the zone from Irwin.
I think Schellenberger was expecting fastball.
Yeah. He'll call time now at the dish.
Yeah, got to be wise here in this difficult spot.
Eastside's been quiet since the 5th inning. 0-2 pitch, high and away.
He went back with the fastball, but the location was off.
Here's the 1-2. Blocked up from Stefanovic. Counts even. Eastside's got to find a way to get some base runners late in this inning, and then it's do or die time in the 9th. Irwin over the head. 2-2. Line drive, fouled on the third baseline.
And you would like that to go just a little bit more over to the right and stay fair, get yourself a double, but
if that pitch comes in at 90, 91, I think you're right, Alex, but that was 93 at the very top of the zone from Irwin. He's chucking right now. Schellenberger fighting it away, staying alive. 2-2, the count stays with a pair of outs in the 8th inning.
And you have to in this situation. Can't afford to give away outs.
And if the Beavers are able to hang on, I mean, what a story for a team that started so poorly at 3-13, battling all their way back, and possibly having a chance to play on for a championship. I know you got to, if they're able to hang on today and then they play tomorrow, they still got to win that game against Westside, which is a very tall task whenever you play the Mammoths. But even having a chance to play 9 innings of baseball to go to a championship after this season looked lost in the first month.
Yeah, it has been really great to see how this team has turned around.
Schellenbarger jacks one to right center field. It's a long run for Hilbrick. He will not get there. It splits the gap. Schellenbarger on to second base. He's going to not stop there, on the way to third. He'll slide in safely. Schellenbarger with a triple with 2 outs in the 8th inning. What a swing in the gap.
Excellent job by Schellenbarger, ripping that fastball at 92 into the right center field gap. It was a long run for Rodriguez or Hilbrick to get there. It was in no man's land. And Schellenbarger thought about going for 2, but Coach Cocky was telling him to keep on going, keep on going. And now Colin Cornwell is going to pinch run over at third.
Oh, he's going to hit, actually.
Hit.
Cornwell's
yeah. I thought, yeah, I'm sorry. I thought I was here.
Cornwell's going to hit for the 0 for 3 Matt Gehrig. Matt was 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts, and now Cornwell, a late addition and an absolute stud, hops in right now. A 3.08 average in 19 games for Cornwell. 20 hits, 4 of them are doubles and 8 RBIs. He's in a big spot here.
Yeah, absolutely. Want to bring the tying run to the plate and get one across. No, I misspoke. I thought Schellenbarger was taking his gloves off and heading over to the dugout.
If he was at first or second, maybe, but as a runner at third base, 2 outs, the only way you're scoring here is on a base hit or maybe a pass ball that gets by Ronco. The 1-0 to Cornwell, swing and a miss.
It's up for the Hoppers now to respond after getting that triple. 2 out opportunities. Irwin looking to recover.
He's all over it, just a little bit underneath on the fastball. 1-2 to Cornwell. That was 93. He did not miss it by much.
Not at all.
Schellenbarger just tripled. He stands at third with 2 outs. This makes the 9th inning much more manageable if you're able to cash in one here. Cornwell chokes up briefly on the bat. Set up outside is Stefanovic. The 1-2 pitch is away. Talked about 2-out hitting. Ferguson did it for this team back in the 5th to grab the 3rd run for the Hoppers. Beavers have done it nearly all day long. The 2-2 on the way. Another tap foul.
Just got a piece.
Irwin throwing the kitchen sink at him. That was a breaking ball in or half. He's been loving the 94-mile-an-hour fastball, top of the zone. Might challenge Cornwell on the inside part as well. Two-two. Swing and a miss. Brett Irwin strands a man at third in the 8th inning, and the Hoppers are down to their final 3 outs of the season. We go to the 9th. 6-3 Beavers over the Hops in the quarterfinal elimination game at Jimmy John's Field. This is your home for USPBL baseball.
With a transforming world, we can see how drastically the world is heading towards automation. And so, we need 24/7 surveillance and security systems for our homes and businesses to avoid any theft or breach of privacy. JARBCOM brings the installation of security cameras to the tip of your fingers with our state-of-the-art mobile app. JARBCOM also provides surveillance monitoring of your entire property with flexible options that offer a dependable solution to be scaled to fit any domestic or commercial need. Contact JARBCOM today for a free estimate at 800-369-0374 or look us up on the web at jarbcom.com.
You know, they say, losing hope, that's the real disaster. Last year, Tropical Storm Fred sent a devastating wall of water and debris down this river. And when the waters receded, Belfor was here. Not just to rebuild, but to help restore the life of this community. Belfor, restoring more than property.
Check your checking. If your account doesn't get you pumped, amped, or geeked, make the switch to Genius Checking from Genesis Credit Union. It's just genius.
6-3 lead for the Beavers. They're 3 outs away from heading into the semifinal against the Woolly Mammoths tomorrow night at 6:30. Our coverage beginning at 6:15. There's a new reliever on the mound for the Hoppers. It's Nick Bastian, the only lefty on this team. And he's going to be tasked with the 9th inning of action, trying to keep this Beaver team off the board and hold it to just a 3-run deficit heading into the 9th. Nick Bastian, so far this season, he's been on and off with the squad, joined about a month and a half ago, took a small break, came back, and he's making his 12th appearance, 11th in relief. 18 strikeouts to just 6 walks in 17 2/3 innings, although he has given up 20 hits on 10 earned runs in that time. So from time to time, Bastian can be hit up. He's got a .282 batting average against this season, but the strikeout to walk ratio is crisp. Faces the top of the lineup and Blake Bean, followed by Ray Hilbrick and Matt Piotrowski. Couple of lefties to start for Bastian. Baking ball outside and low. Bastian, third base side of the rubber, delivers a breaking ball. That's missed by Bean. He just got a piece of it. Whenever you see Blake hop out of that box after he takes a swing, you can tell he knows he missed the pitch.
Yeah, he just missed it right there. We're going to get another chance.
Two balls and 1 strike now to Bean. It'll be the 8-9-1 hitters for the Hoppers in the bottom of the 9th inning. Swing and a miss. 84-mile-an-hour pitch, top of the zone. Bean went chasing.
Yeah, he did.
Bean's got a 2-run double that came back in the 3rd inning. He's 1 for 4 on the day. That got the scoring started for the Beavers. Not early, but the 3rd inning. That was a 0-0 tight ball game with both pitchers being very crafty in Lokinen and Banks, and he just broke it open. Foul ball on 2-2 keeps him alive.
Exactly what you got to do here, Tom. Wants to get some huge insurance runs here.
Bean twirls the bat, points the top of that bat back towards Bastian. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Aviles picks it up, throws to first to complete the strikeout, and Bean went fishing for out number 1.
Got him off speed at 77, chased him down. Bean went after it, and Aviles able to pick it up and throw it over to first. Since it was a dropped 3rd strike, good start for Bastian out of the pen.
Another 1 for 4 day. This one coming from Ray Hilbrick, who's in the box now. Strikeout swinging last time. He had a single back in the 3rd, part of that 3-run inning. Now he goes the opposite way. Tough play, diving, and Stevenson can't get there. Opposite field knock for Hilbrick, his 2nd of the day. And it's a man on, a man out in the 9th as the Beavers look for a few insurance runs.
Yeah, able to find that hole. Stevenson, like that effort, trying to make the diving effort to keep it in the infield, but couldn't. I liked what Hilbrick has done on that play. Just found that hole.
He's a guy that can spray it to all fields, and so can this man, Matt Piotrowski. We've talked about it multiple times today. The batting champion this season and the MVP. Shoots it down the right field line on the first pitch. Hilbrick, he's going to go first to third. Piotrowski on to second base, and he is safe. Heck of a throw from Schellenbarger. He's got a hose in right field, but Piotrowski just squeaks in there. A double to put runners on second and third with 1 out.
Yeah, that was right over the heart of the plate. Can't afford to do that because Piotrowski will make you pay. Able to slide in safely, just barely. Schellenbarger.
Great throw.
Yeah, he threw a dart over to Martin and looked like he just got in there before the tag.
Yeah, just barely. Piotrowski pretty fast. And now head coach Ryan Kotke is going to take the ball from Bastian. Wants to keep this at a 3-run deficit. And the Beavers are a base hit away from adding a few more. We're going to step aside. A new relief man out of the pen. It will be Caleb Rush for Eastside. 6-3, Beavers threaten with 1 out. Runners on second and third. This is your home for USPBL baseball.
With a transforming world, we can see how drastically the world is heading towards automation. And so, we need 24/7 surveillance and security systems for our homes and businesses to avoid any theft or breach of privacy. JARBCOM brings the installation of security cameras to the tip of your fingers with our state-of-the-art mobile app. JARBCOM also provides surveillance monitoring of your entire property with flexible options that offer a dependable solution to be scaled to fit any domestic or commercial need. Contact JARBCOM today for a free estimate at 800-369-0374 or look us up on the web at jarbcom.com.
You know, they say, losing hope, that's the real disaster. Last year, Tropical Storm Fred sent a devastating wall of water and debris down this river. And when the waters receded, Belfor was here. Not just to rebuild, but to help restore the life of this community. Belfor, restoring more than property.
Check your checking. If your account doesn't get you pumped, amped, or geeked, make the switch to Genius Checking from Genesis Credit Union. It's just genius.
Caleb Rush will now take the mound. Yet another reliever for the Hoppers into the ball game, trying to keep both of these runners in scoring position at bay. It's Caleb Rush.
Yeah, it's going to be really crucial for the Hoppers. You know, it's second and third and only 1 out, Tom. And you know, Coach Kotke making the decision. Nick Bastian, who's been reliable all year long, got into a little bit of trouble on 2 first-pitch swings by Hilbert and Piotrowski, and just trying to be cautious here and don't want to get yourself down 5, maybe 6 runs heading into your last 3 outs. So they're going to rely on Caleb Rush to slam these runners at the base and not let them score.
Another look at that. Piotrowski doubled on the right field line. Schellenbarger, what a throw, man. He made that play much closer than it even should have been. It's mostly like a stand-up double for a lot of right fielders in this league, but not Bryant. Piotrowski just gets in there to apply pressure late in this ball game. It's a 6-3 lead for the Beavers. They're looking for a few more to give a little bit of an easier inning to Brett Irwin, even though he didn't have much trouble in the 8th. Just gave up that triple to Schellenbarger. That was it.
Yeah, it's been really strong for Irwin and looking to close the door in the 9th, but his team looking to get some insurance runs, add some cushion. You would love to capitalize here. You got Joe Burke at the dish, who's already homered here today. We'll see if he can drive in a couple more runs.
Got a single as well for a 2-for-3 day with a walk. Burke's been the catalyst along with Bean, and now time is called as Aviles is going to go out and talk with Rush.
Yeah, just to be on the same page.
6 runs on 10 hits with 1 error for Birmingham. 3 runs on 9 hits, 0 errors for Eastside today. Infield is in for the Hoppers. Hilbrick singled with 1 out. Piotrowski, as you just saw, doubled to put runners on second and third with 1 gone. First delivery to Joe Burke is in the dirt, blocked up by Aviles.
You see the infield in for Eastside. Want to keep the runners at bay.
Maddox a little bit deep at the grass cutout at third. Ferguson at first. He's away from the line in the hole. High and tight fastball at 93 nearly catches Burke. 2-0.
Rush needs to get his command here after that pitch was way inside.
Rush's 2-0 delivery. Inside corner, called a strike. Just grabbing that inside spot.
Needed that one there. couldn't afford to go down 3-0.
Hoppers looking to field the ground ball, check the runner, and go to first. 2-1 delivery. Called, strike two, breaking pitch at 81. Rush with that curveball, mixing in the slider as well on the off speed.
Yeah, that froze Burke. He was not expecting that at all.
2-2, 1 out. Joe trying to deliver once again for his team. This time late in the ball game. High fly ball to center field. Not deep. Rose coming in hard, makes the catch. Tagging from third is Hilbrick. The throw is cut off. The relay is in time. They got him. Rose to Ferguson to Aviles for the double play. Hilbrick thought he got in there. Home plate umpire Aaron Woodbury says no. We go to the bottom of the ninth, Alex Johnson.
Great work. That is huge. Keeps it a 3-run game.
Last chance for the Hoppers. Down by 3 with 3 outs to play with. You're watching USPBL Baseball. The winner will take on the Mammoths tomorrow night.
We build roads, bridges, wind farms and pipelines, schools to skyscrapers. Our members create monuments. We operate. We're the operators and mechanics behind the advanced heavy machines that move Michigan forward. We maintain boilers and HVAC. Our members run the complex heating and cooling systems that we all depend on. Our training is second to none, and safety is our priority. We are Operating Engineers 324, and we keep Michigan running.
The perfect match. It's what so many of us are looking for. When it comes to getting a mortgage, how can you find the one that's perfect for you? Start at mortgagematchup.com. Because the only way to get a mortgage that's easier and more affordable is to find a local home loan expert first. Go to mortgagematchup.com today.
Last chance for Eastside. 23-20 on the season for the Hoppers. They finished third in the standings, and they trail by 3 to Brett Irwin, Greg Lokinen, Joe Burke, and the rest of these Beavers that have put on an incredible performance tonight to give themselves an advantage with just a few outs to play with.
Yeah, they have really done their job. It all started with Lokinen and his performance, striking out 10 through 6 innings, and the offense came through early on in the ball game. But now it comes down to this, 3 outs away from a trip to the semifinals tomorrow against Westside. But it's up to Aviles, Martin, and Rose to keep this game going.
Irwin struck out 2, gave up 1 hit last inning. He faced 4 total batters, stranding Schellenbarger at third base. Aviles struck out swinging in his only at-bat today, came in as a pinch hitter in the 6th for Whit Hughes. Strike called just below the zone, 1-1.
And it's going to be crucial how Eastside responds after getting that huge double play. It was just a shallow fly ball that Zeb Rose caught.
Nasty slider from Irwin, 1-2.
And Hilbrick, taking the risk and trying to score there, but was out. And it was just a good relay. Ferguson over to Aviles to get him out and keep it a 3-run ball game.
3 runs in the 3rd for Birmingham. Eastside came back with 2 in the bottom half of that inning. 3 more in the 5th for the Beavers, made it 6-2. In the bottom of the 5th, Eastside was able to scrap together 1 run, and that's been it. Since the 5th inning, a 6-3 ball game has carried us all the way. Irwin's 3-2 pitch. High and inside. Aviles, a leadoff walk, and decision time now for the Hoppers. They keep Aviles out there. Do they find? Never mind. Everybody is off of the bench. They do not have any pinch runners that could come in for Aviles when you need to get some runners in, although they need more than just Luis.
Yeah, they used Cornwell in the last inning in a pinch hit situation for Garrick. Struck out with Schellenbarger at third, so Need to get another runner here to bring the tying run to the plate.
Martin pulls one fair down the third base line into the corner. Aviles on his horse around third base. He's going to be held up there. No, he's not. He blows the stop sign to the plate. He scores. Aviles, he was going to hold up. Head coach Ryan Kotke had the hands up, and he said, oh no, I'm scoring. RBI double for Martin makes it 6-4, and the tying run is at the plate.
Incredible work. First pitch swinging. Martin, that was inside to him on that fastball. Down the third base line, stayed fair all the way to the corner. There was no throw at the plate. Aviles slides in safely. And now you get the top of the order, and you got to look out.
How about the big man, Luis Aviles, scoring from first base? I love to see that. Zebros takes a breaking ball for strike one on the outside corner. He is 0 for 4, a pair of lineouts and a pair of strikeouts. He's hit the ball hard both times he's put it in play. Martin stands at second base. It's a 6-4 game now. 0-1, swing and a miss, down 0-2.
Chase that one high.
Martin just grabbed his 7th double and 15th RBI of the season. Irwin will step off, disengage, fake a throw down to 2, and regrip with the rubber. That was the 10th hit of the night for Eastside, tying the total of the Beavers. 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Off speed, off the plate. Roast goes chasing, and there's one out.
That's important. Need to get that one out to get a little bit of sigh of relief, but it's not going to get any easier with Noah Marcoux. Interesting spot here. There's first base open. Do you give him the free pass, or you just try to go after him?
I think you got to pitch to him, because with Ben Ferguson being 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs and a double, you do not want to put the tying run on base. I tell you that. Check swing from Marcoux, down 0-1. That Beaver dugout erupting after every pitch that goes their way. They want this bad.
They absolutely do, but they got to complete the job.
Irwin twirls the ball in his backhand as he comes set at the belt. 0-1 to Marcoux, swing and a miss. 91-mile-an-hour fastball up and away.
Marcoux went after it. It was a tad outside, but it was a borderline strike.
Ferguson on deck. His only out was a deep fly ball to right. Marcoux is 2 for 4 on the day. Reached on an error his last time. Way high and outside on the 0-2. Aviles walked to start the inning. He was quickly scored on the double from Martin, who stands down there at second base currently. It's a 2-run ball game with Marcoux at the dish. Irwin goes home. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for Brett Irwin in a big spot. And the Hoppers are down to their final out.
Able to get him in that low part of the zone at 86 miles an hour.
Just darting away from the lefty. So much movement on that pitch. Hoppers 1 swing away from tying the ball game. Beavers are 1 out away from taking on the Mammoths and a chance at the championship tomorrow. Breaking ball high and away on the first pitch to Ben. He has had a fabulous night. 3 for 4. As we mentioned, his only out was a ball to the warning track and right. He's got a double and a pair of singles for 2 RBIs. One-0 pitch, swing and a miss, down to a knee.
Yeah, Ferguson was trying to get anything off of it. Don't want to try to do too much. I know you're down 2. You like the big swing, but just do everything you can to keep it going.
1-1 is on the ground to first. Is it going to be fair? No. Called foul just before Burke reached it. Hoppers now down to their final strike. 1-2 to Ferg.
I don't know if it rolled at foul at home plate or it stayed fair.
Irwin's got to come with his best pitch right here.
Got to be smart on both sides.
Irwin comes set near the belt. The 1-2 is fouled away back near the Hopper dugout.
Just needed something to give yourself another chance if you're Ferguson.
It was Lokinen for the first 6 innings. He allows 3 runs with 10 strikeouts. Sidney Ferry closes the door in the 7th with a 1-inning bout. And Irwin took the 8th, looking for strikeout number 3. The 1-2 is fouled off the foot.
Not going to go away quietly. Too much at stake here.
Ferguson, 39 hits on the season. He's looking for number 40 right here. Also looking for his 30th RBI. Brett sets at the belt. 1 pitch to go to the semifinal. Here's a fly ball to center field. Not deep enough. Rodriguez underneath it. Makes the catch. And the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers are headed to the semifinal tomorrow night against the Westside Woolly Mammoths. What a game, Alex. That was a ton of fun. We saw a great pitching matchup on both sides, and Birmingham had the clutcher swings and gets a huge win as the 4 seed.
Incredible job here tonight by the Beavers. They survived. The Hoppers threatened, got 1 back, but couldn't get the job done. You got to give credit to these Beavers for turning this season around. Now they're just 1 win away from playing in the championship game. Got to be happy for this group of guys who've worked hard all season long and really guided this team into the right direction. Coach John Dabrowski and Nick Caruso, got to be pleased with this team tonight. And we'll get out here tomorrow, 6:30, Beavers and Mammoths. It should be a good one here tomorrow night, Tom.
Blake Bean got the scoring started with a 2-run double in the 3rd inning. Another run was scored on a stolen base that drew in Hilbrick to score. In the bottom of the 3rd, Noah Marcoux with an RBI double. Ferguson had an RBI hit to make it 3-2. And then in the 5th, another 3-spot. Joe Burke goes deep with a 2-run blast. He is your player of the game. And Chase Rodriguez came in to score on the Ronco Stefanovic sac fly, making it a 6-2 game. And a couple of runs late from Eastside, 1 in the 5th and 1 in the 9th, just was not enough. Birmingham, 17-26 on the year. They now move to 18-26 with this clutch upset victory. And the Hoppers will finish this season 23-21. Looking forward to tomorrow, Alex. What do you expect?
Yeah, it should be a great one here tomorrow. Just want to give a great congratulations on a great season for Coach Ryan Cockey and the Hoppers, and they really battled here to the end. Just fell just a little short here tonight, but overall, great season for them, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow. The Beavers trying to make that run like the Unicorns did, but they got a tall task against Westside here tomorrow, and it's going to be a lot of fun here with you and I in the booth here tomorrow, Tom.
Yes, sir. That's your final out on a deep ball to Chase Rodriguez. Want to give a huge thank you to our entire production crew today. EP Shane Sellers and Jeremiah Hergott, our director Christian Jackson, Dom Minchella on the graphics. Everybody was incredible tonight. From Alex Johnson, I'm Tom Cavanaugh saying so long on a Thursday night at Jimmy John's Field tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. sharp. These Beavers, the 4 seed, taking on the number 2 Westside Woolly Mammoths for a trip to the championship to face Utica. Thanks so much, everybody. Your final score one more time, 6-4. The Beavers get it done and upset the Hoppers to move on to the semifinal tomorrow night. Have a great rest of your night. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks so much, everybody.